What's up, pups? How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah. Market is getting ready. It's getting ready. You know what I love that I'm seeing right now is everybody's doing research. Everybody's getting up to speed at everything and anything possible about PulseChain, pDAI, Heartman, news, everything. So everybody's paying attention right now. Clockington, what's up? Shishio, what's up? Everybody's alert, awake, ready, and paying attention, which is exactly what you need to be doing right now. I know it's winter, holidays are coming, but the bull run, man, it waits for no man. It waits for nobody. What's up, Snowflake Society? That's a funny name. That is a funny name. You guys smash those likes. Everybody grab a drink. I'm going to go grab mine right now. I'll give you guys a minute. Let me go fill up. Hang on. Good to see you, Wolf. Crypto Ape, what's happening? PDC, Crypto Addict, Wolf of PulseChain. Nice, that's the first time I heard that one. Crypto Addict. Tintoff, what's happening? Good to see you. Yo, yo, yo. That's good, man. Is this a lo-fi playlist? It is a playlist that I made. I don't believe it's lo-fi. It's like trap, lo-fi, kind of chill beats that I can chart to. Steady pup. Steady, steady, steady pup. What's up, brother? Hey, I think we can try to plug you in, man. People are just coming. They're waking up. I think everyone's pouring a drink right now if you want to give it a shot. So I didn't catch you before, Steady Pup, but we could try it again. I'll walk you through it really quick. But I let a little bit of this wine seep into my belly. Can you link us to it? Oh, no, well, I got it from Artlist. I pay for it, so I put it together. I don't think you can find these anywhere. But come in the Telegram. Maybe I'll drop the names of artists. Maybe they are available somewhere, but they're like Artlist. Artlist is like for creators. I don't know. You pay like a service. Maria, good morning from Australia. Good morning. I mean, it's after midnight here. Good to see you. Last lap, sup guys. Is Maria stopping by? Somebody in the Telegram said they were going to reach out to Maria and let him know that I would love to do a conversation on stream with him. And whoever can pull that off, I will give you a shout out in the video and I will add you as a special thanks. So if somebody reaches Maria, it'll be exactly like the Decentralized Me video, the conversation on stream setup. I think I don't know what would happen. Like I'd be so nervous, but I think it would be really great. Maddie says, I don't need to watch you live as he will repeat it later. That joke took a second to kick in, man. That's great. That's a sophisticated one. I like it. Docile, that was really good. Pool is inside another pool. Yeah, that is luxury, man. Look at that waterfall going around it. Oh, man, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. Oh, Steady Pup, you're waiting for a thing. Hang on. Probably. Let me see. Forgot it and put it in there. It's I think one of these buttons. All right. Well, I was gonna probably just send a message on the IRC chat, and then the IRC chat just came down. So I know somebody out there probably goes on the IRC or has can reach out to him, and yeah, let him know. Conversation on chain, just like the decentralized me video. We'll definitely have to make a trailer for it as well. Yeah. Steady, you gonna give it a shot? Let me know. All right. So, smash that like button, everybody. Let's go look at some news really quick. There's been some updates. Also, we're gonna talk about Binance because a listing may be imminent. There's been a lot of chatter. You know that CZ has followed Somi. Do we know the? Yeah, it's I mean, 414. I mean, I suppose he goes by he. We don't know. We just call him James, and his real name is James, I believe. Maria Rahel. That's a good question. I know, dear Slayer. I feel you, man. That would be awesome. And seriously, if somebody makes that connection happen, I'll give you a special thanks on stream. It'd be super cool. All right, let's go check this out. Okay, let's watch this first video. Let me bring the music down just a little bit here. No, I'll just call him James. Does he go by James? Look, this year is gearing up to be epic. I mean, an absolutely epic year with what they have going on. I still think maybe, if we have a drawdown or something at some point, we may just pick up again and continue because I can't imagine this being a short bull run. It's a tough point, but I think it ends up being a normal 4-year cycle run. But maybe there's just some crap in the middle, right? So you guys remember this, the heartbeat, right? And the heart's not beating right now. Uh-oh. But the heartbeat of crypto is its community. So OKX, tune your volume up. Turn them up. Sound is fine. Turn my volume up. Let me see here. Let's go. So I think that a listing is imminent. And I think what's happening is these queues are being dropped on us right as we're getting close to what everyone knows is the end of this case battle. So you could imagine the case gets dropped or just gets mitigated to something small, a small fine, who knows, or reduced dramatically. Suddenly, everything, first of all, you can have the news of the case falling apart or coming down. Then imagine the next day, or imagine a few days later, a listing pops up on Binance. Okay, the day after that, OKX does a listing. Okay, it would be absolutely insane how bullish we would get. Okay, it would be insane. I don't think anybody quite understands how crazy it would get. Now, this is from 9 Iron Capital. Here's the. They have a lot of copies. Of course they do, right? The exchanges themselves. So they're going to be excited about parity. I mean, they're going to pump this up. So this could get really, really crazy. This could get much crazier, much faster than anybody realizes. pDAI to $1 is inevitable. So this is very cool, man. The Tate brothers, you know, they're farming in the PulseX farms. They're farming that incentive token. They're hex holders. There's a little six-pack porn. I've never seen a Tate block or threaten to punch out each other. Excellent point. Okay, so Tiago just put up a post. All right. He's saying there's a good chance that Inc. His volume sounds good. Fast Abdoul. What's that? I think you could take him too, man. Here, I'll throw the link back in if you want to jump in it, but he says next level up is 175K, but watch out for the RSI trendline. Also, Inc. has only broken the BBMA once and went on to do a 26x in USD terms. It just failed to break again, but has also formed a bullish divergence. A break above that would be glorious. Okay, so let's see what he's talking about. Okay. So you can see under here, what he's referring to is the price action continued to make lower lows. Okay. While you see the RSI was ticking up quite dramatically, even though we had a lower low. Okay. This is a very bullish signal. And once it broke above, it went on to do a massive run. Okay. Now remember this point here because a lot of people thought we were going to go much higher, but that wasn't the case. And then we came teetering down. Now, yeah. So what he's talking about is this orange line here. And you can see we got rejected and we're coming down. Is that a lower low? Is that what he's saying, that divergence is? Yeah, you can see this ticking up here much more dramatically than compared to here. But what's important here is that we had a rejection, but it's a very narrow rejection, okay? And this is quite bullish, okay? Because see the energy coming into the move, even though this is much lower than we had back here. So you have a bullish divergence forming again. And you can view that at different spots. But the key point is, we got it. We just tapped it. We came down. We're in a higher high situation from down here, and I think the next move, logically, would be just a pop right through here. And I think when that happens, I think he's right. I think Inc. is going to get extraordinarily bullish very quickly. Okay, it did a 26x before. What's it going to do this time? What could it do this time with the shackles of a SEC case ripped away with a listing on OKX, with a listing on PulseChain? Now, what's interesting is, we can speculate what could get listed first. That's a discussion, we need to think about. Would it be a number of things at one time? Would it be HEX? Would it be incentive token? It's high liquidity. Certainly a lot of, I could imagine some pressure on the P stables, but maybe they want to pump them up till they get reach parity first, but there's going to be some interesting things that are going to happen. I'm going to kind of take it easy. I'm not going to do anything harsh or take any weird risk because, frankly, I don't know how to speculate in this situation. This is going to be very interesting. We have the better BTC. Why not have the better stablecoin? Yeah, we got everything better over here. Angry Beaver. Crypto Charlo, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Hey, I put a link up in the chat. If you want to jump in, man, just knock on the door. RH needs to fill the switch. RH is waiting for the case to dismiss. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's awfully quiet. Oh, Fatina, what's up? Got a new picture. I like it. I like the pink smash. I don't like weirdos. I might swap half my PulseX for Inc., then farm. All right. Pegmas. Pegmas. Nice. I like it. Latin crypto, what's happening? Hola. Hola, G. Yeah, smash that like weirdos. Absolutely smash that like. Smash that thing to pieces. Remember when the government shut down BUSD? The Binance stop in Binance. Oh yeah. What if CZ supports pDAI as a middle finger? That's what I was saying yesterday on the stream. I think he is supporting it in the background. Look, guys. Listen. Listen, man. Look, I don't mean to go on a rant here, okay? But there's still people are debating about this pDAI thing. Now listen to me. Do you really believe the Heartman built a chain just to make another layer 1 that's a little faster? And he can kind of have like some OA bags that he can move around. It's absolutely absurd. PulseChain is not just a layer 1 blockchain. The Heartman built the freedom chain, okay? It is the freedom chain. That's what it is. And the only way you have that is when you take control of the most vital parts of liquidity, of all the financial movement, to literally create his own world. He's already talked about, hey, I want to make a country or a nation state or a zone somewhere. Maybe he's doing it already. Maybe this is it virtually for us right now. All right. He's not going to just put all this time in just to make a layer 1. Are you kidding me? People can copy layer 1s in their basement now. It's nothing that special. This is what's special. Yes, he made the freedom chain, Snowflake Society. That's what it is. There can't be any debate about that. It's a brand new playground. And you better believe, people concerned, like, why didn't he just tell us? Dude, he can't just come out and tell you. Are you kidding me? My channel got mucked with just because I did the political video with the Trump election. All right? You think you can just come out and say, look, I'm going to mint my own stablecoin. Are you kidding me? Are you guys crazy? He can't do that. All right? He's got to do it this way. All right? It's got to be done. Let's see let's see who's at the door. Oh, what's up? Hang on, pup. Let me get you in, pup. Let me get you in.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, steady pup? How you doing? Let me put you up here.
What's up, bro?
I'm good, man. How have you been?
Just grinding as usual. Trying to stay in touch with the space and just hanging out.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. I'm glad that you figured out the situation with the mic, etc. It's good to have you.
Hell yeah, thanks for having me. I'm stoked to hear what you want to talk about and what you're up to.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying the streams recently, so.
Oh, cool, man. I'm glad you like it. We'll definitely talk about Atropa. There's a lot of Atropa fans in here. I know there's probably updates we've missed out on. Right now, we were just talking about this being the freedom chain, and it's sometimes hard when I listen to people debating on this pDAI narrative, and people still have like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and it just seems absurd to me. Like Fatima, don't underestimate the Heartman. There is something incredible brewing right now. This is much more than a layer 1 blockchain. This is a paradigm shift. And what I was saying about Binance, like CZ, like he's got his hands tied more than the Heartman does. He's literally been on the other side of the bars, okay? But you better believe in the background, and I can say this because the SEC's not listening to this, but you better believe that he's helping out probably as much as he can, or he knows what's happening and he's going to do what he can to support it. I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt about it, because you know what? Whether there's rivalry or whether they like each other or don't like each other, do you know what is the currency between men? It's not money. It's not like. It's not love. It's not hate. It's respect. Okay? And I can guarantee you they share an extraordinarily high level of respect for each other. Oh, we got more friends coming. Oh, Fast Abdoul. What's going on? Let's let him in. Everyone has pants on tonight, so we're safe stream. Mr. Fast Abdoul, sir, how are you doing?
Oh, wait. Good.
I'm good, man.
What's going on?
Not much. Let me throw. Wait, we had a background for you. What happened to it?
Yeah, it was cool.
It was cool. Let's find it again. Is this it? Yeah. Let's go with it.
That's a good one.
I need to reset. I got you on the light. It was.
Okay.
There we go. Nice.
Okay.
Everybody's looking good. Steady Pup's here too, man. You know Steady Pup?
I'm not sure I do. Good to meet you, sir, ma'am.
Nice to meet you. I mean, we're familiar in different TGs, but never really chatted together.
Cool. Yes, I'm prolific on Telegram.
Did you say I'm prolific on Telegram? He is very
Indeed.
prolific on Telegram.
I'm big in China, too.
He's big in China. pDAI waiting for a breakout. Does the chart matter at this point? Yeah, we're gonna look at that. I'm not wearing pants. Ah, damn, dear, it's not good pants. We were just talking about. Oh, so we were saying that a Binance and OKX listing could come before we know it. Probably as soon as the case gets dropped, it would catch everybody off guard, and things would go into berserker mode at level 10.
Oh, yeah. You'd go to the moon. You'd be huge.
Yeah. Oh, we had a question for you, Fast Abdoul.
Sure.
What was that question?
Yeah.
I missed it. We got caught up. We got passionate for a minute. I forgot. We had a question back here for Fast Abdoul. Where was it? RH needs to flip the major shakeout. There's going to be major shakeout, guys. You know that. You know that. Probably when you least expect it. Okay, I don't remember now. Let's see. We were looking at the tape. Oh, you missed the 6-pack porn we had going. That's why the lady showed up. I had the Tape Brothers on, and all of a sudden a bunch of girls showed up in the stream suddenly.
Could have been. Alleged girls.
If we get 100 likes on this video, Fast Abdoul is going to show you his 6-pack.
It would probably take 100 likes and about 8 months. And then I could show you my 6-pack.
Oh, that's funny. This would be.
It gets harder when you're pushing 50 to maintain the 6-pack.
It gets tough. Yeah. Where are we at? For letting the source of the teddy bear rumor. What is the teddy bear rumor? That the price is going up? Are we going to read? What? Define Moon. Angry Beaver is asking Fast Abdoul. What levels are we going to reach if listed on Binance? What's your definition of Moon?
Man, it's hard to even understand what that would mean, right? Like the exposure. Like right now, PulseChain's doing fairly well, has a huge amount of total locked value, and is virtually unknown except for by, like a niche audience and, true believers.
Right.
You expose it to Binance, like, man, many X's, in my opinion, not financial advice.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
It'd be good numbers.
So Inc. is going to go nuts. pDAI peg doesn't have to be with the USD, right? Well, that's the idea. That it's pegged to $1. What is he talking about? Why did he put that in there?
Well, you could, in theory, have stable coins that were pegged to the Indian rupee. It's been done before.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the play myself, but yeah, it could be done.
What's up, Body Mechanic? Good to see you, man. I know you're busy. Thanks for stopping by. Rumors are teddy bear to buy. Oh, Binance. Okay. Look, that's a great point. We were just saying a few minutes ago what would get listed first, and you know what? The memes are a no-brainer. If teddy bears goes, maybe we get the bears on there, right? BFF and teddy bear, both representing, the big teams, the big hitters on the chain, right? Teddy bear would be like Richard Hart, BFF representing Maria Rahel. That would be sick. And dude, if the bears got listed on Binance, dude, forget 10 billion. Forget it, dude. I don't know. I mean, it would go nuts. It would go nuts. Yeah. And maybe at that.
Pulse would get first, though.
Pulse would go first. Yeah. Yeah, it might be together. They probably list a group of them at one time, I suppose. Unverified contract.
And those copies that they already have in the Binance wallet, and my understanding is that they have a lot of them. I think they would be motivated to list like pDAI, pWBTC, etc., because they have it already, right?
They do.
And that
You're
would
right.
be
100%.
sell it.
Worldwide, we're talking about when the case gets dropped, a number of things are going to snowball like effect. So the case gets dropped next week or a few days later, we see listings pop up. That's what it's referring to. And yeah, you might see a big group of them. I think the P copies are a no-brainer because they also have them. They have a strong interest to want to list those. So this is going to be very interesting. Let's see what B Roots is saying really quick.
You're not playing audio for him. We're just watching him dance over here.
Teddy bear's a coca, but
Yeah, there's no audio if you want to add that.
oh, there's no
You can
audio.
only see the video. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right. There is no system audio. Oh, that sucks, man. There's nothing I can do to fix that. I don't think I had literally.
I mean,
have to
Beerus is still entertaining without sound, so.
Thanks for the heads up, man. This happens sometimes. It's some weird computer thing, and I didn't catch it before we started. So, oh, that means you don't hear any of the sounds. Like you don't hear rain tonight. You just got music, right? All right.
We have music.
Okay. Well, we'll just go with that. All right. Sorry about that. I think I would have to restart the stream to get that because this is just a weird glitch that I have, unless somebody knows. Well, there could have been worse things. Yeah. At least we got you guys. We got me. We got chats working, and we got the music. So okay, we'll just have to. Oh, so you guys can't hear this one. This one is great. No audio. Okay, I'll save it for tomorrow or something for the weekend. Oh, you won't be able to hear this one either. I had some good stuff lined up for you. All right. No rain. Okay. Fun to watch. Looks like he's having a spasm. Okay. Yeah. I do have a weird glitch, and I didn't catch that in time. So, next time, system audio. I wonder if there's a... Oh, you know what? Maybe I have to switch it up here. Hang on one second. Okay. Tell me, can you guys still hear me right now?
Yes.
I think I just got it.
Yeah.
I think I just fixed it.
We can do that.
Nice. Okay,
We're
let's
live.
go. Okay. Okay, good. And you can hear me still. Great. All right, let's go here. Let's go hear the rant because it was good. There we
Ain't
go.
nothing wrong with having coins in the main coins. They can call core
There we go.
coins. PTGC is the core coin. Teddy bear is the core coin. pDAI is the core coin. You know why? Any core coin that does more X's than the actual core coin is a core coin. We're the core coin. We're the core coin. If Hex is the core coin, Teddy bear is the core coin. The PulseChain is the core coin. Then guess what? pDAI is the core coin. If PulseChain is the core coin, PTGC is the core coin.
How many coffees did he drink?
Oh, that ain't nothing wrong with having coins in.
Oh, I'm jealous of this man's energy. I love it. Watch on 1.5 speed. It's funny. Okay, let's just put on 2. Just for the fun. Okay, we'll do 1.5. No, let's do it on 2. I want to have more fun. Okay, so I agree with him. All right. Am I right?
In the main coin, they can call core coin. PTGC the core coin. Teddy bear the core coin. pDAI the core coin. You know why? Any core coin that does more X's than the actual core coin is a core coin. We're the core coin. We're the core coin. If X is the core coin, Teddy bear the core coin. The PulseChain is the core coin, then guess what? pDAI is the core coin. The PulseChain is the core coin, PTGC is the core coin.
All
Get
right.
a concussion. I don't think I agree with him.
Yeah, what's your take on that? Would you consider them core coins now at this point?
Well, there's certainly coins that have a lot of relatively sudden adoption, and that's great. It makes for impressive charts and so on and so forth. But like with if we go back to eHEX, we have like a whole community history of holders, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And like I would argue probably stronger hands, though maybe it remains to be seen. But we have people who've even recently chosen to stake for 15 years. And maybe teddy bear is the new world currency in 15 years. I can't say it. But, what we do know that there will be people looking to collect their hex stakes in 15 years. So I think that's the, as far as a core community, true believers, like you have people who sacrificed and continue to sacrifice by, locking their hex for 15 years when they don't know, for sure what the outcome is, but they're, they're true believers. We see that in pDAI. pDAI is probably could be the closest to making it on that list, but there's still a ways to go, right? The journey is just beginning.
They're tokens, they're not coins.
Sure.
I mean, if it's an RH project, it's a core coin. I do feel that pDAI is, so I would consider it a core coin.
There's an argument there.
But I know a lot of people are waiting for him to come out and say. I don't think he'll ever come out and say it, no matter what. Let's go listen. What's this one? What did I find for you guys? What is this?
Dump it.
In a high-risk, high-finance world,
this market has to turn.
everyone plays to the beat of Wall Street.
I know. How much, sir?
$200 million.
Look at that tech.
You tell a man, blue horseshoe loves Anaconda steel. You got that?
The Wall Street Chronicle.
All right, congratulations, buddy. You scored. Talk it.
That's what's coming this year. That is what we have to look forward to, man. It is going to be crazy. It's going to get
1986
Huh?
Isn't that already
19
happening?
this year.
We're already
I thought that was your lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
For sure.
All right. Let's look really quick. BTC. Let's see what's going on really quick. Oh, still hanging out.
Looking good.
Yeah, pretty chill. I'll take that.
Maybe too good.
Yeah. It's taunting us right now. Inverse head and shoulders. I mean, it looks super bullish, so I would think market makers may sweep some lows really quick, maybe fake everybody out. But you never know, man. This has just been crazy so far, so we could pop from here. ETH, what did ETH do really recently? I mean, it looks good too. I see a very similar shape. I see a very inverse head and shoulders type shape possibly forming here. This looks really good. We're above this trend line that we had popped below here. Scared everybody, but we're back above it. We're looking really good. Yeah, we're looking really good. All right, let's look at bear, because that's the mover right now, right? And we're going to go. All right. Bear is absolutely beautiful, guys. It's breaking out. $120 million market cap. Still a little baby. I think there's still plenty of potential here. When is the first heart towers built? Now, since we got Steady Pup here, I don't know how long he has. Let's go look at what he built. Now, Steady Pup made this project. Let's call it Pulse Pup. PLS Pup. Are you there, Steady?
Yeah, I'm here for a bit, for sure. I'll be
Okay,
here
cool,
for your
cool.
stream. I think I can hang for a while.
Cool. Tell you what, we got some Atropa fans here. Some people aren't new to liquidity, but just tell us really quick about what you made here, what it's doing, and then we'll go talk about some things on Atropa.
Yeah, sure. So my main reason of making this was to like expose people to Atropa early, because it was really risky at first, and no one really knew about it, and it was extremely hard to keep in touch with it and research and blah blah blah. Yeah. So I wanted to make kind of a one size fit all like token that kind of acts like an ETF that would allow for people to be exposed to PulseChain in general. So that means all the Richard Heart core tokens that have liquidity with it, but also exposing people to, you know, the teddy bear, the pDAI, the Atropa, the really deep Atropa tokens that I would just pair with everything basically in the ecosystem. And then we would move at an average through the market up and down. And so basically I'm just riding the volume of all the tokens. And we're gathering fees as we go, with 1% tax, which also makes it a deflationary token that's moving with the Atropa, but also the Richard Heart ecosystem. So it's kind of a plug and play token that you can kind of just hop in. I know a lot of people that aren't in PulseChain, and if they get curious about it, I can kind of just say, oh, well, I got this token if you want. If you don't want to do all your research, you can kind of hop in, and it's gonna follow the whole thing.
So there's a 1% tax on buys and sells. Okay.
Yes.
And what about
transfers
between wallets and transfers? Okay. What happens to that 1% tax?
So it's a very simple reflection token. So it pays the holders within the proportionate to the holding. So I burned 50%. Right at launch. So then basically the reward token is the top holder. So 50% of all the fees go to itself. So basically a simple 1%.
Hello. The website looks awesome. Cool. I learned about liquidity bonding through this, and I met SteadyPup because he was at the time also learning a lot about Atropa, and so it was very cool. So I've been following this, watching it grow. It's been very cool. So we're having some technical difficulties here. 1 second.
So I think I was frozen there for a sec, or you guys were. Something went wrong, but I'm back.
Yeah, I was frozen for a second as well.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's back there. I think the website was so cool, and we ate too much. But I like what you did. It looks very cool. Very cool.
Hey, that is cool.
Yes.
That's the way.
Yeah. So the concept I wanted to do is I represent like basically every planet is an LP position with PulsePup, and it kind of like PulsePup is like a gravitational planet that kind of just pulls everything in. It was just like a simple way for people to understand that we're going to move all together, while gathering the fees and being deflationary. So I could kind of represent it simply that way through an art visual concept.
I think it's cool what you did, man. And at this time, this is when I was learning all about Atropa and liquidity bonding, so it was very cool. You know, one of my first videos was on PulsePup. I remember meeting you then.
What's up, bro? You're doing absolutely amazing. My name is Saint Wolf.
This is 9 months ago. PulsePup was just a little baby back then. And now you can see it's grown into quite a beast. It got my attention too because I was saying pups. It was a little pulse pup. Where do you see this going now? You think it's just going to follow the ecosystem, and that's it?
Well, I can't lie. I definitely have some stuff cooking.
You're cooking.
We can only rely on the ETF model around PulseChain performing. I think obviously there's going to be buy and sell pressure as we go.
Yeah. And
there can be some moves that I pull, either collaborations or whatever you want. Like I'm also like buying and selling Atropa tokens and pairing and catching launches, and then pairing early with PulsePup. So if I make good moves, then we will climb even more than we're supposed to. So it's kind of like an active managed ETF, right? So
an ETF. Well, that's right. I remember talking about that in the video. We'd use that analogy to help people understand PulsePup. That it was like an ETF, and there was also some other projects doing similar bonding, and the ETF comparison helped people understand that.
Yeah,
That's
for
cool,
sure.
man.
And what I recommend people is like, I use tokens. I use this token also as a tool for education. So if it's really easy to start learning about arbitrage and about volume and how to enter a token efficiently, how to withdraw from a token efficiently without triggering slippage, and just like I really like to educate my community on that as we go forward. Yeah. So when I first started, I didn't really want to promote it much. It was kind of a way for me to like avoid marketing. It's just kind of gonna go with PulseChain.
Yeah.
But it turned out like I started meeting people, and like obviously I end up talking about it because I'm passionate about it. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I kind of just want it to do its thing,
Cool, man. Well, it's
So
good to
for
see it grow up.
liquidity, can the users add it?
What's that?
For liquidity, can the community add liquidity, or do they get taxed on the way in and out if they do that?
Yeah. So any interaction with the token represents a 1% tax in and out of LP adding and withdrawing as well. But obviously, community members that want to attach to this this machine can obviously just attach if they want and sacrifice that 1% in and 1% out. Because how I see liquidity providing is like community partnership. So if we have similar values, we can collaborate through LP partnerships. So a lot of people will just do that, and they'll buy some Pulse Pup and they'll pair it to their token, or I'll buy their token and I'll pair it up, and we kind of that's kind of how we have fun in our little groups,
So what do you think about Atropa lately? What are your thoughts on it, and what recent things have got you excited about what's happening on Atropa?
Yeah, so Atropa has become quite the beast.
Yeah.
It's always been like a crazy one to keep and stay up research, like ever since the beginning. I was really lucky to get in like super early.
Yeah.
Before the IRC was even a thing, or so, but it has become a bit more complex recently because I'm not the best, at coding and figuring out the RNG stuff, and it has become a bit more complicated. And I would say I'm like very capable in the Atropa ecosystem, but I'm also would say that I wouldn't want to try to explain any of Maria's complex actions that are happening right now because it is quite advanced.
Tell us how so. This is a very bullish hammer right here. This is extraordinarily bullish. Yeah, how so? How to get complicated? What's going on?
Well, he launches tokens like every couple of days with different minting functions or different launch strategies, or with all the allows and the dysnomia stuff is very you have to stay on top of that stuff. And I feel like there's only probably 3 to 5 people that actually follow this on the daily and are capable of explaining everything.
Okay.
And at this moment, I wouldn't say like I'm that guy. Like I'm obviously staying up with it every day, but I'm also have a project and not much of a life right now because it's the bull cycle. But I'm pretty spread around. So my Atropa bags and my pDAI bags are like really well positioned, and I grind it for the last year and a half.
Okay.
So right now I'm a little bit less in the trenches of research. Like I was back then, because I flew out to LA to meet Maria, and that was enough for me to, I was the first person to meet him in person, me and Sunny, so in Freedom. So to me, that was my research. I actually went out my way and did that, and I'm kind of a bit more lazy now, I would say, because I have my positions. But I'm still pretty curious about launches and what he's up to. I just don't want to be claiming super advanced research on Atropa right now.
Got you.
All those tokens,
Pup, so
all those tokens apart from Atropa, how do they do?
really quick, 1 second. Guys, we had some issues. I closed out a lot of tabs. I don't know. I think it was just a general internet issue, so it should be fine. But just refresh it if you need. Yeah. Tell us, Fast Abdoul, what'd you ask?
I was asking, apart from Atropa, which is sort of the main token apart other than pDAI of that ecosystem, how do all these tokens that Maria is launching do? It sounds like there's dozens. What is their fate?
Well, yeah. So they're all so interconnected. So they're all going to be moving together at certain ratios. So I always say for the newbies to just like focus on the top, the top. Sorry, there's notifications coming in. I always tell the people to focus on Teddy Bear, pDAI, Atropa, and maybe like dabble into other ones like BFF, because I view BFF now as like the ETF of Atropa because of its LP connections. But if you ever want to dive in deeper, it's quite the rabbit hole, and they all kind of can pivot at any moment with the deeper you get into the web. So I always don't really recommend to go that much deeper, unless it's something more plug and play, like maybe GBaby, or it's like a funny meme, or when you start trying to beat Maria with ratios and out trading it, I don't see that being successful all the time. But yeah, there's definitely some tokens in there that are able to be minted. And there's tokens that are also called recipe tokens, which means that there's a list of recipe tokens in the Atropa ecosystem that you can accumulate. Let's say you need 5 Teddy Bear, you need 3 BFF, you need 8 TSFI. And once you have all those recipes, you can burn them to to mint another token. So then once you start looking at those kinds of ratios of what's profitable, there's some crazy weird gains that you can do where, okay, I can actually make 10 grand on this if I mint this, if I burn all these other ones. And eventually that burn actually creates scarcity, and price appreciation of that mint becomes that much higher.
It's kind of a fun game.
So there's a lot of little games in there. There's a lot of those things that keep people like me like really interested, and really like we have our eyes peeled. We're always like staying up to date. And it really creates kind of an addictive video game style interaction on the blockchain that we do.
What's like, so this is Maria Rahel's, she's live right now, or she's doing something. She's just going through transactions, which is really interesting. I used to stay up for hours every night in the IRC and watch her just work and listen to what she was talking about. I would just kind of do what I'm doing now. I would just sit there for hours and just watch and study and see if I could find alpha. What is the latest alpha right now on Atropa? What can you share with us?
Well, Maria kind of got into a bad mood, and I think the biggest thing right now is how they showed what Treasury Bill is for, with the crazy pairing that they provided for Treasury Bill to a lot of the ecosystem, where they can mint like basically infinite amount of Treasury Bill to pump different tokens. I think that's a really, really crucial thing that they kind of showed their cards on it recently. So I think that's a really interesting one. And the closing of the IRC, they might come back, but I'm also seeing maybe a different stage 2, of Atropa potentially.
Why
of
did
Maria being more quiet and not giving as much information and just doing stuff?
Yeah. So Clockington, somebody said, what's the interest key of the Atropa eco barrier to retail? Yeah, it's a barrier, 100%. But this is where the alpha was a year and a half ago. So you have to understand that not everyone can get all the alpha. Then it's not alpha anymore, right? You don't have an edge. So this was for people that were hunting and were digging through, because nobody knew what Atropa was a year and a half ago. No one really knew what pDAI. I mean, we got that pDAI was a copy, but we didn't understand its value. It was only when we dug through this for hours. That's why I value it, and I'm still always curious, because I know there may be more gems to come, more alpha drops, and you won't know it when you see it. We didn't understand all this, and that's why I was looking forward to talking to Steady Pup, because he was digging around all through this at the same time I was. It was catching our attention. So I mean,
really, I can also talk, like, I'm not a professional on this or anything, but we can also talk about, you guys are talking about pDAI and pUSDC so much.
Yeah.
The pUSDT is kind of like an interesting one, in my opinion.
Why?
I'm not telling anybody to buy it or anything, but I think if you're curious about Atropa, I do believe Maria has a bit of a sentimental pull towards pUSDT.
Yeah, she was talking about accumulating quite a bit of it for a bit. I remember that. But why? Does she have a plan for it, or she just likes it, or?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what, but he's definitely accumulating right now. He's definitely accumulating PUSDT.
Okay.
He's making some moves with some LP withdrawals.
Okay.
So he withdrew about half of the Mantisa PUSDT.
Okay.
So maybe he's trying to lessen the liquidity on it.
The USDT, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it is
Maybe make it easier to fly potentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's still got more upside than pDAI right now. It's still behind. Oh, I remember in the IRC before she shut it down, she said she wanted to bring this to parity with pDAI, right?
Technically, but it would be like through a different. It would be through a different style. It wouldn't be through the PMaker minting or burning. It would be through. I don't know. They haven't really said why or how.
They didn't say anything.
I feel like they would try to figure it out.
Okay.
PUSDT, I think, is like on Ethereum is at least partly collateralized, like off chain, right? Like in bank accounts. So I think it would be different. You'd have to do something very different to make that work. But they're super bonded in liquidity, right? Like PUSDT, USDC, pDAI, as well as like things like Frax, which is a lesser known stablecoin that if you looked, you'll see that the chart follows very closely with the others. It's because all the liquidity pools on Ethereum were copied, right? So like pDAI shoots up, it's in these stable pools on some dexes that don't have front ends, and it gets pulled up, right? But those dexes are still accessible to some people.
Well, Hex made, Viper, PUSDT, Maria has talked a lot about that in the IRC chat, going way back. Same with eHEX, which she's a huge fan of, right? How much eHEX did you buy? Or did he say he bought? It was a lot, I remember.
You talking about Maria buying eHEX?
Yeah, he's a huge eHEX fan.
Well, whenever we had that tweet from Richard Hart, he was the first one buying that dip. So
yes, that's right.
When obviously we could dive deep into I forget the amount, but it was pretty considerable because he was selling some of his eco for it.
Yeah. So when eHEX popped off that bottom, that was 414, and they bought an enormous amount. I don't remember right now, but I remember at the time, eHEX got rugged or nuked or whatever, and then Maria stepped in and she said it in the chat, or he said he's like, I'm buying eHEX and I'm buying a lot. And he even said, I want to bring it to parity. Or no, he made some claim about it. I don't remember at the time.
Well, he was saying that for the chain to make sense,
right.
for the pegging nature of the chain, that pHEX would have to reach, eHEX would have to reach pHEX for it to make sense. But that's his opinion. You know, he's not superhuman or understands the future. But I think for him, the way his brain works, that really made sense.
That was really important, that they reach parity. Yeah. That was very important.
And he was also saying that he was hoping to, stake his eHEX to generate long-term yield into his ecosystem. Okay. Yeah, that was his main thought at the beginning.
That's good. Well, I think a lot of people are hopeful on eHEX. Obviously pHEX is PulseChain hex, but I think that you can't sleep on eHEX. I mean, what are your thoughts? You think it gets left behind, or you think it's going to parity or at least do really well?
Yeah, so I'm a PulseChain. Like I came in pretty late. I came in like maybe a year before Sacrifice, but I was never like a hex guy. But I do own a fair bit of hex.
Yeah.
But I'm not the guy to ask, honestly. I'm more pDAI, Atropa, and some other weird side alternative coins.
We were the fringe people.
Yeah, I'm still fringe. So
you're still fringe.
You guys are into the weird stuff.
I like the weird stuff, man.
You should come to our after party fest, Abdoul. Then you really get to see the weird stuff.
You want to check out our ads?
Okay.
You gonna show us your ads?
I can comment on the eHEX. I think that the reason, apart from Richard saying taking it out back and shooting it, the reason that it has less of a future perhaps is because of the Ethereum fees, right? But we already have some fixes for that. And the situation could change. Like nobody could say right now, yes, staking on Ethereum is not economical, but that may not be the case in 2 years, right? It's not we don't have that data yet.
That staking
Sorry,
will be
nobody else got
that whether or not staking will be economical in 2 years.
Well, on Ethereum, Ethereum fees, like Ethereum could upgrade, and it could be
fees.
$2 a transaction. Like it's
Right.
not impossible, right?
Yeah.
It's just we don't have times or dates or definitive word that that's going to happen.
Absolutely.
But that being
Absolutely.
said, there's already things that have made it easier to deal with that. There's the Maximus DAO tokens. You can buy tokenized stake hex already on Ethereum, and then you're not ending the stake and you're not making the stakes. You're just buying a token. And there may be ways even to stake eHEX on PulseChain with a protocol that somebody like Alex Trapedron's working on, or maybe Dipcatcher could whip something up where you'd pay to stake it on PulseChain, but then it would get staked on Ethereum and unstaked on Ethereum.
Oh, interesting.
That is not impossible.
No, that could be possible. Well, maybe it becomes something for the bigger whales. I know Maria Rahel was doing an enormous size. It was in the tens of millions. It was an enormous sum of eHEX, if I remember correctly. So at that point, probably a mute point on staking fees, maybe. But
yeah, it definitely still works if you're staking $10 million worth. It worked great.
All right. Oh, really quick. So why are they nuking the chat? Why has there been so much drama with the chat? Are people really being critical of the 414? I know they were before, over a year ago. And he was getting a lot of heat, but what's the drama?
I think
what's all the
I think
drama?
there's different ways of looking at it. I think it started with someone updated the Atropa deck screener.
That's right.
With a logo and the picture and Telegram link and stuff like that. And it was kind of a bit of a freak out, but I'm also on the way thinking that maybe he was just looking for a reason to freak out and just kind of shut things down to potentially just be cooking in the background. Because at the end of the day, he's chatting in there all day.
Yeah.
And I think it's taken away from actually building and stuff like that. But who knows? He's a very interesting person. I've spent I would say a considerable amount of time with him in Amsterdam and also in LA. And he's a very particular person. Different way of acting, behaving, thinking.
Yeah.
And obviously extremely good with ratios and liquidity and understanding coding and all that stuff. But also, it might represent, a little bit different socially.
They're decently smart.
It's just an interesting person, right? So he's really hard to read in that way. But at the end of the day, he's got really good, he's a good-hearted person at the end of the day. But the way he talks in there sometimes seems pretty harsh.
I think sometimes the most sensitive people talk like that. I totally, spending so many hours in there, I was totally like, I kind of understand this person. And I really liked what I saw when they kind of doxed themselves. Now, Fast Abdoul will probably have some insights on this. Now, I don't know what the greater Hex community feels, but I remember at the time when he doxed himself, people were still kind of negative towards him. What's the feeling now toward Atropa, Fast Abdoul? Obviously, maybe it's still connected to pDAI and what have you, but has the sentiment changed toward the 414, or are still people apprehensive and a bit standoffish about it?
I'm like, if I'd have to take like samples of different groups, right? So like, I'm sure there's still a division of hardcore hexicans who think the original hex on Ethereum is best, and everything, including hex on PulseChain and the other richer art cores, are blasphemy, right? So, there's degrees. Atropa certainly has seen, a degree of integration and acceptance. I think pDAI has pushed past that. Like, people are like, more hexicans, pulsecans know about pDAI than know about Atropa. More people outside the PulseChain know about pDAI than know about Atropa. So I think it's maybe if it does have a role in the pDAI journey, it might be more of a kingmaker role than king, right? But that remains to be seen.
Interesting. What is your feeling about it?
Honestly, I don't feel like I'm really qualified to comment. It's not apart from pDAI, where I've recently taken interest and I'm building on that.
Yeah.
It's not an ecosystem that I was deep into. Like, I'm I'm here for the tech. I'm all about the utility stuff. I'm all about the complicated protocols, the liquidity providing. And I've been interested in some of these liquidity webs that Atropa or guys like Sunny do. Like, they're cool, they're interesting to talk about. But mostly I'm interested in the actual technology that makes things work. So I don't, the stuff where it's just belief and there's no tech, I have a lot of trouble there.
We need you to dive in there. We need to send you in. We'll arm you. We'll prepare you, but we need you to go in. We need to hear your insights. We need to see what you find on the inside.
I could take a closer look. Yeah, I don't want to just make a knee-jerk comment because I really would.
I don't want you to. Yeah, I don't want your knee-jerk comment. Yeah, I would love to hear your insights. Hey, we're sending Fast Abdoul in.
Undercover.
We're sending him undercover.
Now.
It's a clandestine operation. Do not tell anybody what's happening. Okay, we're going to send him in. He is Fast Abdoul, so it'll be quick. RC is closed currently. Yeah, no, it's closed down. Yeah, they took it down. So we've been bummed. So you won't be able to research that way, but you have your ways. I know you'll get in there.
It's okay. I'm in the Atropa ecosystem Telegram room. Looking around.
Yeah, just to be honest, that group, I don't even hang out in that group, honestly. I'm not hating or anything, but that's not where the full alpha happens.
That's not where the alpha is, right?
Okay.
We got our alpha. We were all just talking to each other back then. Those were crazy times, man. We were all trying to figure out what's going on.
Send me the secret cabal rooms, guys. Get me in some cabals.
Hey.
I'm good in a cabal.
Yeah, let's get him into some
kind of evil.
Yeah, let's arm him, dude. We got to prep him. I told him we'd prep him. We're not going to send him in unarmed. Let's give him the best Telegram groups to go in. Send him the best. Also, if you were looking at also which projects or which things would reveal the most about Atropa? Just look at Atropa, right? Itself and where it's connected to, and pDAIs. Yeah, I don't even know how fast Abdoul does his research. How does a man with
mostly on-chain? Like pDAI, we can look and we can see the liquidity web going back to Ethereum, right? Like we have the original, and we can see where the liquidity was. We can see the fork happen. We can see it was all there. And then we could see what happened after. There's a lot of data.
Yes, there is.
Like going back, 7 years on Ethereum. Like you literally followed it right from there.
Yeah. All right, that's cool. Send the man in.
I mean, I think utility is coming in the future. Obviously, it's not done yet, but the whole plan is to have dysnomia, which is the text-based, chat where you actually can interact with the blockchain with your own character, somewhat, and you can use tokens as different utilities within that chat game, which is might be far to come, but all these different tokens will have different utilities somewhat. And I'm not a dysnomia specialist either, but I'm kind of trying to wrap my head around how that's going to look. And certain tokens will have certain benefits. Maybe some are more like curses, some are more on the evil side, and have different symbology in that. And there is progression happening there. There is a text base currently that's on the blockchain, a text-based chat on the blockchain currently that we can still communicate with Maria.
Okay. We'll wait for their next communication. We'll do a special on dysnomia. I think we're gonna have to do a special and bring on some people about it. That's a whole nother thing. That'll probably be another 5-hour live stream. So we'll dig into that.
Sounds like a hard way to communicate.
What's our hard way?
Yeah, and one of the best things about Atropa has been its mystery, and that's really that's how we got so hooked into it, is the mystery. And it's like reading a book. You're on a journey and an adventure. The only way we were able to actually communicate with Maria the first time was him launching a token with the IRC address as the name, and then all of us nerds hopped in. We're trying to snipe his token, right?
That was the best time, man.
We're trying to snipe his token, and then we hop into this group, and then all of a sudden we have access to this dev finally. Like we've just been drooling for months. It's just been like kind of a mysterious journey.
Yeah. And that's what I think what pisses everybody off the most, because still pDAI is a mystery. Still nothing. No, we don't have all the answers yet. But it literally was like that. I remember when BFF dropped and like everything. I mean, it was just we were all just scurrying around trying to piece things together. Man.
Well, that's the thing. Like even with BFF, like I was just like lingering on the IRC, just like staring at my screen, you know. And then all of a sudden, I see he writes, "Buy BFF."
Yes, I was sitting there when that came out. Oh,
Wasn't
man.
that crazy? And then it was at $7, and I scooped it. I think I was the first one to scoop it at $7 on that after he said buy BFF.
I saw the buy BFF. I went to the computer.
Anyways, it was.
Yeah, I got in under 90. Yeah, I certainly wasn't the first. It was moving quick. But I'll never forget that moment. I was like just popped on the screen, says beat by BFF, and I went, okay. We don't even know who this person is. We're just like, okay. We all jumped on and started
all that
buying
time
it.
was just training to become, like to be the fastest, quickest on the leaderboard. That was just the game.
Guys, these are gonna be the memories. Let's go look at BFF right now. Now BFF is like the Atropa's teddy bear. I'm really excited about it. My God, it's at 14.
The PLS pair might not be the best accurate one because I don't think it was paired with PLS back then. I'm not sure what it was paired with.
DAI is always a big. Look at the biggest one is wrapped BTC. Oh.
Yeah, someone added it about 2 weeks ago.
Interesting.
Which is really bullish for BFF, by the way.
So.
It's a nice looking chart.
Yeah, it's a nice looking chart.
Does anybody know the tokenomics of these things though? Like how much is in the OA wallet and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, let's talk about BFF.
So for BFF, there's 777 supply. Yet he actually burned his supply. I think 12% of it last week. That's when he freaked out. He just burned all his BFF, 12% of it.
Yeah,
and added liquidity and kind of just pieced out. So actually, there's less supply now. Because he burned it to the contract itself, I think. It's not even in the burn wallet.
Really?
Yeah, something like that.
The story just gets better and better.
But the BFF plan has always been to get above 8K, and then he provided an extreme amount of liquidity after 8K to keep it at the floor there, and then we just kept going, which was amazing. We all thought that it was going to be a grind to stay at 8K, but we just blew past it, touched 20. I think we're at like 14 now.
Well, I'm investigating. It says
So next floor is 40K on BFF, and then
when you
the floor after that's $1 million.
What the heck is this?
What is a floor?
So a floor is adding a ridiculous amount of liquidity at a certain level, so that we were able to hold that position to not go lower. So if you pass the 8K, you add, way more liquidity than you need to. Like I think BFF has close to the same amount of liquidity than it does to its market cap. So basically blasting it with liquidity so it can't go back down.
3,200 holders, 684.927 supply.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm having a little bit of internet issues here, so thanks for jumping in. If you want to share a screen fast, Abdoul, too, we can. But okay, what's the supply? You said how much now?
684.927. So if it started out as 777, around 12% of the supply has been burned, if that's the case.
Oh, that's
some pretty
sick.
big wallets.
That is crazy. So that was probably this big move, I suppose. That's a big reduction of supply. That is massive.
And one thing about the big holders on BFF is that you got to understand that a lot of us got in really, really early. And I would say there's no cult like Atropa on the chain. It's one of the top cult-like styles.
Yeah,
and we all have really, really big belief that this is going to be flying. So these top holders have been proven extremely, extremely strong.
That's a really good point, because just like when he talked about that memory that we all shared about, like when Maria said buy, I remember sitting on the couch. It was like AM in the morning for me, and I was like, okay. I just trusted him, and so we all have this crazy connection, and it does have this cult-like thing, and it bleeds into pDAI and Atropa and all these projects, and I think that's great because I don't see any of us really dumping. This is going to be the last thing I ever dump, if ever. Like, it has such an intense memory for me, being.
And
up
it's
late
not
nights.
that. It's basically the Atropa community token. So it's
Is it?
basically one of the largest webs where everything's connected.
Okay.
So like we even did a communal connection. So it's almost like a community token within.
Okay.
So there's a lot of sentimental.
Yeah, it's
I'm
very
not saying it's not
sentimental.
going to dump, but there's,
Yeah.
there's sentimental value. My token's connected to that.
Never selling,
Sunny's
ever.
token's connected to that.
Sunny's connected to it.
Yeah.
Yep. So look, guys, it's only a $10 million market cap. It's only $10 million market cap right now, and it's Maria Rahel's baby, and I didn't know it was the de facto token of Atropa either. What you're saying? Okay,
I think it has code. There's actual code in this contract, but it's not verified, so I can't read so I can't see the functions. Do you know, Mr. Pup, if it has any functions?
As far as I know, I don't think there's any functions, but that's also, I haven't verified that, so I can't really say anything about that.
Gotcha.
It could just be the code to burn it, like that option to burn rather than to send to the dead address requires code. So somebody have to verify the code, which would be a good idea. But that would be one thing it could be. Maybe suggest that in the chat. That will add consumer confidence.
Definitely. Yeah.
No, I think so.
There's like
so.
200 tokens, so it's really hard to keep tabs on everyone if they're renounced or if they have minting, or we have chats that kind of keep track of all that stuff, but it's so hard to keep up with every single contract.
Fast Abdoul is a Chad, by the way. That's why he's here.
Thanks, sir.
Because he brings the ladies. That's why he brings. That's why he's here. I've not let him go. He brings all the ladies.
With the 50 to 75 crowd.
The 50 to 75 crowd.
Oh yeah, those old ladies like me.
All right, I'm gonna go turn off this thing back there. I think my internet is being pushed to the limit for some reason, so let me go fix that.
Yeah, I bet you that's for sure. It's got to have that code to burn it, because we can see that it's been burned if it was 777 in there. So that's at least one of the options of what the code could be. And it's not a tax token, right?
No, actually, Maria doesn't believe in tax tokens whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have had that conversation before, and doesn't really doesn't believe in that. He believes mainly in burnt liquidity and 0% tax. Okay.
The old wisdom, I think, I'm not sure if it comes from Richard Hart or who it was, but is all tax tokens go to zero. That's what the hexicans and such told me, right? Tax tokens are bad. They always go to zero. But there's been obviously a huge resurgence on the PulseChain of tax tokens. I think the low fee chain might add something to them that would be to where they still might be a problem on a higher fee chain. That could be part of the reason. But these liquidity webs, which I think are another part of the low fee chain, is you can afford to make 50 liquidity pools with only $5,000 worth of tokens because it doesn't cost you $50 every time you press the button. So go PulseChain.
Exactly. Yeah, I think tax tokens have gone a resurgence here. I don't know if it's like that on other chains, but PulseChain is definitely, with all the webs that we've been creating, that means a lot of arbitrage, right? So you can trick arbitrage bots to try to make a penny on the transaction, which just drives volume into the tax token, which is what tax tokens need, right? So I've been really loving experimenting on how to speed that process up and getting that volume on a tax token, because it's not easy to do it otherwise, right? If you just have a one pool PLS pool, then you're kind of doomed, because there's no exit. There's no double exits.
I'm not a big believer in the bot theorem of PulseChain. I know there's bots, there's lots of bots, but the bots are there to make money. They're not there to make you money. So I think there's some events where those things coincide, but most of the bots are trying to sandwich you and take a piece of your transaction if you set your slippage too high and things like that. But that being said, a dev like Maria probably could run their own bots and make them do whatever they want. So, it's a tool. It's not magic, but there's something's going on with these tax tokens, and the liquidity webs are pretty cool.
I mean, that was always a meme, right? It was never like an actual thing, the magic Atropa bots. It's always been a meme. It's not actually a thing.
No, it is a
It's
thing.
just arbitrage bots, yeah.
Shut up, dude. It's a thing. We have magic bots.
Magic bots.
Okay. I mean, I'm down for the meme. I'll keep it going. I don't mind. Some people actually, yeah.
Once we onboard Fast Abdoul to the magic bots narrative, that'll be the top.
Indeed. Well, I'll have my own magic bots I'll be running, and those ones will be magic for me. They might not be magic for you guys. I'm not running any bots, but yeah, that is part of it. But like part of it does keep a chain healthy, right? Because that's what keeps your stable coins pegged. Is like, oh, this stable coin's too high, this one's too low. The bot buys this one, and the bot sells that one. Like,
hey, Saint Wolf.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to cut you off. Saint Wolf. Speaking of tax tokens and ARB bots and actually, yeah, let's do GBaby first.
Okay.
Because I'm a big lover of GBaby. I started the Telegram chat. It's popping off right now.
Oh my god.
It just popped off today.
Oh, beautiful.
So we're having a good time in the Telegram group, guys. If you want to come over, there's a lot of baby pictures and gangsters.
It's great. It's totally got meme. Dude, people going to PulseChain. This one's gonna stand out. This one's gonna stand out. I mean, BFF and Bear. I love this one. Pedro was buying it down here. He's a G. He's a G.
Fast Abdul, if you're in it for the tech, GBaby's your one.
Why? What's so special about it compared to the other ones?
No, I'm just kidding. It's just
Okay.
it's just a meme.
Okay, yeah. It has more magic bots, Fast Abdul. It's a lot of magic. There's more magic in this one. So GBaby's looking
But yeah,
good.
it's trending number 2 right now. So yeah,
Is
I
it?
did the logo and the.
Okay, let me see if I got internet back over here. Do we have it back?
Not on my
So
screen,
yeah,
no.
it's an Atropa token, but it's a kind of a community takeover by me and a couple people. We're just like keeping the community like thriving, but it's definitely a Maria token.
What's going on? I turned
Not
off.
every Maria token has its own Telegram room, I'm guessing, right?
No, not all of them. Like I probably have like 10 of them. Honestly, I manage a lot of community, but that's one of my favorite things about this community is just like engagement, having fun, educating people. So not every token has a TG, no.
Oh, I had this.
But some of them do, like BFF and like, you know, GBaby and Teddy Bear, the main ones, you know.
Well, I will infiltrate these groups. Thank you.
So yeah, I am having a little bit of trouble, but the charts are working, so we'll just stick with that. We got music, so we're good. And the feed is still running, so that's good.
Yeah.
But I think for GBaby, it's the likability, you know, because like I said earlier,
yeah.
Atropa's got like 200 tokens or whatever, but not a lot of them are relatable to the common investor, visually, conceptually. For him, it's all code, right? It's all just a ticker. It could be a square. It doesn't matter. It's all code. So if he launches something like GBaby, it's something that the community can actually latch onto, and you know, have fun with it. So for me, it was like a breath of fresh air. It's like we missed Teddy Bear. Like a lot of people miss Teddy Bear. Yeah, that's memeable. And now we actually have you know, this funny baby thing, right?
Yeah, the GBaby's great. And look, it's only at a $5.7 million market cap. Bear is over 100 million. This is moving. This is trucking. This is a beautiful chart. And I would say it's probably coming up here pretty quick.
You know, Maria's given it a $1,400, you know, target, because that's where he launched it.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's like fully achievable, but we're rallying behind the 14,800.
Well, look, BFF is that was just a fantasy, right? And then look, it's at what's that? 14,000. It's real. It's gonna be BTC price level soon.
15, yeah.
Okay.
So what would you say is the most advanced piece of tech in the Atropa ecosystem?
I would say probably the Dysnomia stuff that he's building. The Dysnomia, all the Lao tokens that he's doing, which is another conversation to have. The minting to different assets to create another asset is really interesting. tech wise, like I'm not the craziest techy guy. I'm like more community based. I have a couple friends that could probably give you some answers around that. I stay in my lane, you know. I just post memes and teach people how to not get wrecked.
Yeah, as do I. You know, like everybody has their specialty. There's too much stuff in crypto to, you know, be good at everything.
Yeah, I think everybody should choose their own way of, you know, making money in the space. You know, there's so many roles you can have.
Yeah. Fan Capital, what's happening? He says, "Bye, G baby, if you missed Bear." Yeah, it's doing great.
That's
man.
our narrative right now.
It's doing great. Yeah, it's moving. And you're right. It's very. It's got a great meme quality to it. I mean, G baby. I mean, who doesn't like that? I mean, it's universal. It's great. I think when people come over here, it's gonna run. The Bears are gonna run. G baby's gonna run. No doubt about it.
What do you guys think of the idea of bridging some of these PulseChain meme tokens to Ethereum? Having them live there too.
Somebody else asked me that. What's the story with that? Why are people curious about that?
Yeah.
What's the benefit?
Well, it's interesting, right? I can talk about it a little bit. I'm not like...
Okay.
I was thinking about doing it with PulsePup, for example. So
okay.
One thing I could do, so for my token, you can bridge over supply over to the bridge, right? And then it's going to create another contract address on Ethereum. And then you could pair Ethereum or whatever ERC20 token to that supply. So then that would allow technically ETH people to be able to buy PulsePup on the ETH side, which then if either Pulse goes up, or if my Pulse token goes up, or the Ethereum token goes up, that creates an arbitrage opportunity between the bridged assets, right? So then if ETH side doesn't get any volume, then someone will be encouraged to go buy it on Ethereum, come over to Pulse, pay the bridge fees, you know, whatever, and then basically, you know, dump it on the Pulse side to equilibrate the prices, which for me as a tax token, all I'm looking for is extra volume. To burn more and also to reward my top holders or all the holders, right?
Right.
That's one of the reasons. And so when you're onboarding people, what happens a lot of times, like I've been on all the chains, man. And so I have buddies that know about PulseChain but kind of fade it, right? And then when I tell them they need to come over and bridge, they're like, I'm good. A lot of them, just to be honest.
Really?
They just don't want to do the extra mile on that. So
I think it's okay,
what
man.
I can do is just like, here's my contract address on ETH, you know, pay the gas fees if you want, and then, you know, at least you'll have exposure. You won't have the taxation aspect of it because the contract is now not taxed on the ETH side, but at least you'll have price appreciation exposure. So it could allow for people to hop into my project technically or anybody else's project on chain. And you can also do liquidity pool connections on the ETH side if you'd like. But then the arbitrage, it costs so much that it won't arbitrage as much because the gas fees are so high.
Okay, so here's the pitch. You bridge PulsePup to Ethereum, a decent quantity, okay? And you talk to the guys at the 9-inch DEX because they're running a DEX on Ethereum and on PulseChain. You get them to set you up a farm on the Ethereum side where there's no tax, right? Which is both an upside and a downside. Because like the token is now like a wrapped token. It's effectively not the same token, but it can be redeemed for the same token on the PulseChain side. But it would encourage users to bridge over to Ethereum so that they could enter the farm. And then, of course, other users are going to come arbitrage that. If the price goes higher or lower on Ethereum, you're going to get movement. And even sending to the bridge would, in theory, incur the tax fee, right? So, like, probably, even though you're losing the tax on all the transactions on Ethereum, you're giving a farming opportunity, and you're likely gaining more in the total amount that gets moved from one wallet to another and to the bridge, et cetera, in order for them to participate in the farm. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, that sounds great. And it's also another market, you know, it could catch virality on another blockchain with different sets of eyes. And yeah, that sounds great. And I mean, you can go even further, like at the Bullseye team, you know, went even further where they transferred their ETH to AVAX chain and they did a pool there with AVAX. and then they did the wormhole bridge to go to Solana. So they had Solana, AVAX, ETH, and Pulse. And the idea is, I guess, to create price discrepancy between two charts where you can then arbitrage through the bridges to then create volume on Pulse. But I mean, it's kind of crazy, but for us DeFi nerds, it's kind of fun to think about.
Totally, yeah. And there is Solana on PulseChain. Like you can buy Solana on PulseChain that you can bridge in a two-step process back to Solana, right? So there's about 200K of Solana right now, maybe more now, actually. It could be 3 or 4. And the same could be done with AVAX or all those things. So you can actually farm AVAX versus Solana on the Pulse chain. But you could reverse the order, and you could, in theory, have the PLS POP token on Solana, right? If you went to Ethereum and then from Ethereum through the wormhole bridge to Solana. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible for sure.
There we go.
Yeah.
Could be a thing.
So I won't be able to check Twitter or X worldwide. I am having some weird technical issues. I think I'm just maxed out. But what we can do is look at DAI and address that and see what the gentleman think, because this has been a point of contention all week now. So Worldwide is saying, I just asked Maria if he thinks the peg will be instant, fast, or a more organic grind up. He said all signs point to a fast peg.
Do they? What signs?
It's interesting. Yeah, what signs? Well, we don't know if we can get clarity on it, but that's what Maria says right now. And that's what Maria said before as well, so it's interesting. What do you think, Pulse Pub? Steady?
I would lean... So this is from just my experience on chain.
Yeah.
I would lean towards like a slow grind.
That's what we've all said.
I'm a bit more of a realistic. I don't believe in magic either in some ways. Yeah, obviously, there could be some kind of a tech thing that does it, but for me, I've never I'm not going to rely on anyone for my bags.
Yeah.
So we've been grinding this liquidity pool for so freaking long that we're going to continue to do it. And if someone ends up helping us with like really large bags or maybe PMaker or whatever, then I'll be happy with that. But we've been grinding. Nothing's changed. We'll continue to grow as we've been doing. Yeah, so that's kind of what I see, is kind of like a slow grind. And then if something magical happens or the peg happens, and I'm not specialized in PMaker as well. I don't know where they're getting this from, personally.
Yeah. You know, we've all come to the similar sentiment that a slow grind makes the most sense, allow market dynamics to come to work. Some people have said, that's the only way Richard Hart would even do it. So I'm curious. I'd love to get more perspective from Maria about that, because, I mean, that would be interesting if that happened. The only reason I would see that to play out is a time issue. If there's some other, obviously, collateralization or who knows what comes, the next steps they're envisioning, that they need to move the process along faster. But yeah, relying on a fast peg can get you.
I think it's going to need help, to do it, and it's going to take a couple, a couple days, a couple months, a couple years, if it's going to happen at all. And it is definitely still speculative in my eyes.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense to how I've seen coins succeed is you don't give people money too quickly.
100%.
So if someone wakes up with that much money, it's not even doesn't make sense for the human mind. So I always see charts that do well, like PTGC, like pDAI, like whatever, Teddy Bear. Even my token is like, it's a slow grind, and people can exit as they go. And if someone exits, I'll buy more, and then we keep going. It's not a big deal. And that's how the human psychology works. I think you can't give people too much money too quickly. Yeah,
that's what the rationale I think we all kind of came to an agreement about over this week of talking about this. Yeah. So Worldwide, are you talking to Maria? Ask Maria if they'd be interested in doing a conversation on chain. That would be amazing. How high do you think it's?
That would get some views.
That would get some views. Yeah. It would be It would be something amazing. Where do you think Atropa goes price target? It's only at $200 million market cap right now. What do you think? Have you thought about that and how high it could go? I know they've mentioned $7 price target is what Maria said.
I couldn't guess.
I'm the worst for price predictions, and when people ask me, I'm like, it's not my forte. I wake up every day and we keep building. That's just like, I think dollar amounts is very speculative because we don't know how much liquidity will be added or removed at any moment. So once you understand how to move a chart with liquidity, like there could be, let's say someone adds like $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million of liquidity all of a sudden. Like it just slows down the process and changes the ratios of it moving. So I don't give price predictions because I don't know what Maria is doing. Like he could obviously, like a lot of the liquidity is burned, so it's going to be hard to remove any. But I think he could either rocket ship this thing or, I just don't like to give predictions like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, do you think that, and maybe it's obvious that the 414 is working with the Heartman, right?
I don't know. I tend to believe people when I ask them a question and look at them in the eyes.
Yeah.
And I asked him if he was working with Richard Hart or he has met them before, and he said no.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Obviously,
yeah.
like, I've talked to him a few times about it, but like, I tend to believe people. Maybe I'm like naive about that, but when I ask someone a question, they tell me, I'm not gonna say that they're a liar.
Yeah.
Until he's proven to be a liar. So he's definitely he's told me that he hasn't met him before or has interacted with him.
Interesting. I think I remember that. Nobody had the foresight to ask at the time live if pDAI is going to peg it fast or immediately, because now at this point 414 is saying it's going to be a fast peg. So do we just take them at their word? Maria is absolutely working.
But it's funny, like people say is absolutely working with Richard Hart, and it's like where do you get that from? You know what I mean? Like
the magic bots. Come on, that's how we know.
Yeah, I mean, I love hype and stuff like that, but also like, yeah.
All right. Somebody asked about the Binance stuff. We talked about that earlier. That are you Fast Abdoul? Are you calling him? Yeah, this could all happen. A lot of things could happen very quickly because the court case falls apart. We talked about this earlier in the stream. You can imagine listings happening on OKX and Binance very quickly. So things could get extraordinarily. Volume could, my God, I don't know. Volume could skyrocket all across the chain, and some of you guys don't even understand how exponentially, like, what's going to happen to some of these projects. You guys aren't even ready. It's going to get crazy. And maybe they're all working together. Who knows, right? Maybe also CZ knows the 414. At that level, who knows what's going on, right?
I feel like CZ and Richard may have a secret correspondence. That does not sound possible.
100%.
They might run in the same circles. They're, both probably billionaires. Like that's a pretty small group of people.
It's a small group, man.
Knowing each other.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
But you know what? The fact that Richard Hart hasn't said anything about Atropa does show something. It is interesting because he has kind of taken over a sector of the chain in some ways. He's got a lot of control.
Yeah.
It's been interesting to see that whole thing building, and the lack of him saying anything is interesting. It could be speculated that they maybe was hired or to do something, whatever, but it's just speculation, I think.
What has he said about anything in the past year, right? Like, tell me something that he's about any token other than one of his own. Is very there are some things. It's very limited though, extremely. It's you can almost count it on one hand. He told people that, come get. There's this DAI on PulseChain, or some of the tokens on PulseChain are doing good. I think maybe he showed it the pDAI chart or something like that. And that was, but it wasn't he didn't name much in particular. It was just a general outreach. One time he said Alex from Hedron was a smart guy. I think that's about all I've heard him say about other projects ever.
Yeah, he respects Hedron.
Yeah, it's built on top of Hex, so it benefits him too.
There was some Atropa tokens that didn't go very well. There's very much
There are some that didn't. Yeah.
There's a lot of experimental ones that did not do good.
Okay.
But a lot of them are like kind of vetted and audited by Maria and recommended. Then they've kind of just gone up together. Because one thing that you got to realize is that a lot of these tokens that are performing in the Atropa ecosystem literally get 0 human buyers, and the chart goes up. Which is a whole new concept that people don't really think about. Is that there's probably like 50 to 100 tokens that aren't even getting any human buyers, and they're just following the prices.
And that's an interesting point you made. It's true. Heartman has not mentioned anything about Atropa, and it's captivated so many of us. I know for me, it's like over a year now, a year and a half almost. I've been completely captivated by Atropa, and maybe when all this comes together, we're going to find out there's just something more massive than any of us could have even imagined happening in PulseChain. Something more than just magic bots. Something. Magic carpet ride. That's right. It's magic carpet ride going on. What's going on with Treasury Bill? A lot of people have been asking me about Treasury Bill lately. It's what was the news with Treasury Bill? Why is everyone excited about it?
Well, it's been shown that to be minted in the past. We have seen that. He has shown and said that I minted this to show that I'm able to mint it. And then he minted a crazy amount and then paired it to a bunch of assets on chain, including Teddy Bear, and I don't have the list on me right now. But if you look up the LPs, you'll see that there's massive LPs now.
Okay.
And he's kind of able to give even more control over his ecosystem now with that mint function and those heavy LPs. So he's able to push price on them as he wants. It's kind of like the Treasury Bill in the United States.
Okay, got you.
So for him, it's basically simulating a similar thing that the U.S. government or different governments would do, to be able to mint something and then put economic energy where he wants it to go.
Yes. Okay.
Inflation, you mean? There's inflation.
Exactly. But to me, it's extremely bullish because he's extremely good with ratios and LP. So he's going to be pumping that at different places and using it. I think he, to the advantage of the ecosystem. Speculatively.
I made a video a year ago. Atropa is the Wall Street of crypto, and I think it's going to be found to be 100% correct. And all these pieces coming together just makes me more bullish on that idea that they're literally building a Wall Street, a fully functional economic system with magic bots and all, which just represents their traders, so to speak, working. We got Treasury Bill, we got pDAI, we got all these things. Now, Margot asked a really great question. Maybe we're jumping the gun. Just simply, she says, hey, could you explain who is Maria for the PulseChain newbies? How do we explain this to people? Yeah, because we just jumped. I think I always assume everybody knows what Atropa is and 414. How would you break it down?
Yeah. So
what's your elevator pitch for Maria 414?
Oh boy, I'll try to make it not too drawn out or too complicated. But what happened is that when PulseChain first launched.
Okay, this is going back. Give us a date. It was the beginning of summer 2023.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the launch, he had the foresight to accumulate a ridiculous amount of P stables. So that means pDAI, pUSDC, pUSDT.
Yes.
And probably some other assets I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
And what he started to do is like his thought around it is that he owned way too much of the supply. Okay. So he would never be able to sell that supply, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So he just had too much. So what he decided to do, and that's something that for people to consider as well, is if you own too much of a supply, you don't just need to dump it. You can actually create your own ecosystem off of a token. So if you have so much of a supply, you can create a token and then pair them together, and then you have your own gateway into the ecosystem. So what happened is that he thought and had the foresight to create an ecosystem off of pDAI and P stables. So that means he would be riding that wave the whole cycle, basically. And so then he started launching tokens off of Atropa, you know, with legal and down, and he just kind of made this this robust liquidity with pDAI.
So that's why we see pDAI from the beginning was was just spread all across the ecosystem in a major way.
Yes, and he believes in burn liquidity, so he started burning liquidity with all kinds of stuff, so that it gives trust within his ecosystem where we're just going to be building over time, auto compounding, and there's no risk for rug basically.
So this burning of liquidity helped build trust from the very beginning, and that's, I think, for a lot of us, it made us pay more attention because he did that very quickly in the beginning. And a lot of the sentiment when we go back a year and a half, the conversations some of us were having were that, no, we can trust this person, they have good intentions, and they did that by showing us this process of burning the liquidity, where they, you could see it on chain. Now, if somebody were to just ask now simply, and chat, let us know if you're following along, and hopefully we made it as simple as possible, but who is the 414? Who are they?
Yeah, so
how would you tell somebody
414, we call it 414 because that's the last 3 digits of his original
address.
His original address.
Yeah,
so that's why we call him 414. And recently he's changed wallet addresses, so we still call him 414.
Okay.
But he's got a different address that we follow. We follow both, but
So Maria is 414, to be clear?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Maria is 414.
Yeah, we just nicknamed him 414 because of his. Basically, we just follow his wallet, right?
The origin
we see
wallet.
what he's doing.
Yeah.
So that's his the last 3 digits of his original wallet.
And I think 414, like in numerology, is like an angel number. Is that right? Something like that?
No idea.
Okay. Somebody in numerology. I think I remember looking into this way long. Because all we had back in the early days was just, we had the address and we saw them burning liquidity. We had some good faith things that the moves they did.
And eventually we found the GitHub.
And
then he had an email in there. So then someone was starting to email there, and then we found his name. That was James Osborne.
James Osborne, yeah.
So then that started. We found a YouTube video of him doing his presentation.
Yeah.
And then eventually, since people were emailing him so much, I don't know if it was that much, but people were emailing him, and then he eventually just launched the IRC, which is a chat system where people were able to log in and start talking to him. And that was our first time getting communication. And then he only doxed himself in Europe like quite a bit later, actually.
Yeah.
We were already quite in the Atropa journey before that. It was quite early on.
Fast, did you get to see that presentation that he did in Amsterdam?
Yeah, I did watch part of it at least. And yeah, that was the first time he was revealed to the world in person, so to speak. And I talked to some of the PulseChain tour guys about that. So that was a PulseChain event, right? That he attended.
Well, he was revealed beforehand. They met. I forget the country. Before that, they met before. That was the street interview when he was talking with the coffee place. So that was like maybe, I'm just gonna say maybe a month or two before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
he was anonymous for the longest time, and there's stories about him, but I don't need to go like quite into detail.
Tell us the story.
Tell us the story, or who he is, or he definitely has a past.
Tell us the story if you know.
Like he was like
curious.
I'll tell you one thing.
Okay.
He told us that he hacked into like a prominent company when at the age of 10.
I didn't know this. What,
yeah.
Tell us the details.
So I don't know what it was, but he was kind of messing around with that idea that he was kind of proud of it.
Nice.
It's not boring.
Fast, I think you'd like to go on farther.
It would have been like modem style, right? Like it would have been like over a telephone line.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
That was the glory days of hacking.
Indeed.
But just at the end of the day, he's kind of like a extremely smart guy. That kind of found this PulseChain niche, and I don't think he ever like looked to be in a position of leadership that much on chain. He kind of just wanted to build, and people have given him a bit of a role of leadership. I don't say there's a lack of leadership here, but people are looking for a narrative and a story to latch onto. So I definitely seen, he kind of stepped into a bit of a leadership in the liquidity pool type of niche.
He seems like an actual dev, and like I work with devs every day, and you'll never meet any of my devs on the screen, not for any reason other than it wouldn't even occur to them that's something they should do. And if they were on the screen right now, you probably wouldn't understand what they're talking about. Like, they're not geared to deal with the public, right? Like, they're geared differently to think about things in a completely different way than normal people do. And it doesn't always translate to coherent conversation.
You should visit the IRC chat and pass that to him.
Okay.
Because
I would agree with that. Like, he's actually like pretty decent socially. He's a great speaker, and he can have a good time hanging out. But he does like pull some interesting conversations sometimes.
Like, does he have that kind of feel like he learned his social skills from a book?
Probably, yeah. But I really did enjoy my time with him. It's just
they're
like,
smart enough to
sometimes
figure it out, but they read about how to do it, and then they do what it says in the book, right? So, but like when they go off script, it can be a problem.
Taylor, send us a link. It's like 6 years old. Presentation on cryptography. That's literally not.
Yeah, so that's the one I was talking about.
Was
that the first video that we saw about him when we first found his name. It was like the weird video that he did like years ago.
Okay.
That was the first one, but we never were able to confirm that was him until I actually went to LA, and when he walked into the coffee place, I was like, okay, that's James. That's actually him that was in the video. Even though he dresses a lot more stylish now, he really likes fashion and stuff.
Yeah, I love his
in
look.
The presentation. He was a bit more of a a bookworm style, but now he's got like pretty flamboyant like style. He's really into fashion.
In my experience, like whenever you meet somebody who says they're a dev, but they sound like any of the three of us, they may be a dev, but they're not the dev. There's another guy in the back.
I'm a dev, Fast Abdoul, and I have been called the dev before.
And we'll put you up front to talk to the customers. That's the job that those devs get, right? It's like, because you need somebody to be able to translate between the guys in the front and the guys in the back. So when you have a dev with high social skills, but they're usually not the guy who's working on the deep, hard, ridiculous code, where you have to delve into it and live and breathe it for 23 hours a day.
I don't know, man. Girls tell me all the time in the bedroom. They say, "You're a dev, aren't you?"
Oh dear.
Is that your safe word, dev?
What does dev mean in Czech? Does it mean something?
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this sounds.
Oh dear.
What a trip.
Yeah, see, we didn't understand a word. So yeah, he's hard to. I had to watch that like 7 times. That presentation when I first saw it.
He's probably talking to other devs in the presentation, right? Like it's not.
I watched it 7 times and I still didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
Safe word. You didn't understand. I watched some of the old videos. I'm sure I've seen this one, but it was probably incomprehensible to me, so I don't even remember the specific one. But I've definitely gone through and done a lot of research. Drugi, we're the best PulseChain channel right now. Hey, man. Thank you. We really appreciate that.
Because of the wide jaw lines.
We got all that's right. All the Chads are on the show. We're devs. We're all devs, by the way. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
I can look at the blockchain explorer. I could do it right now.
Yeah, and nowadays, if you have a token, you're a dev.
Indeed. You like the meme coin? You're a dev.
Everyone on PulseChain is a dev.
Tax token. There's code there.
If you hold PulseChain, you're a Chad. Like, really.
Probably true. Unless you don't know you hold it because you just got copies from Ethereum. Maybe less. So. We'll have to wait and see.
Those things are worthless, right? The P copies are worthless, right?
Yeah.
They're worthless, guys. That's going to be a trip when all those people come over. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they stay is the question, right? So like they will come, right? Like you have a token that's like if somebody finds out they have $50,000 in a wallet, they're gonna come. But are they gonna bridge back over to Ethereum immediately? Or are they gonna dabble in the core tokens? Are they gonna become part of our ecosystem? You know, like I think there'll be a rate, like a percentage closing ratio. So if we can get a high closing ratio, it'd be freaking rad. Closing ratio is low, not necessarily a good thing, but at least it will likely burn PulseX on most of those transactions.
It will
for
okay,
sure.
it'll burn
And
PulseX,
maybe a reminder to people listening is that if people are coming over that don't have much of a knowledge around P copies or anything in the ecos, just being really patient with them and like not being cocky that you've been here for a year and a half, or you don't know what pDAI is, or like you bought pDAI and not DAI because you missed up the ticker, or like whatever. You have to be like quite supportive to this new wave that might be coming in. I think otherwise people will come and bridge out. So I think I've been seeing this recently in TGs that people are getting kind of irritated quickly, or just like thinking they're better than others. So
not here.
Just a reminder to be patient.
Not here. We are like a support group over here. Okay, we help onboard. We're extraordinary.
I think we are. I think it's just a reminder to keep people, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want them to stay, right? Because they could just bridge out. But if we can get them to stay, to participate with community tokens, or even just to hold the thing that they currently had in their wallet for free, it could be a net benefit to the ecosystem, to be sure.
DV said he's actually been planning this web since he was 4 years old. I have no doubt what we're witnessing right now is just scratching the surface, and not just the Heartman, but 414. This has been churning around in their minds since they were kids. A musician with a song idea in their head since they'd first picked up an instrument. You know what I mean?
He was talking about this concept in that presentation that's like years and years and years old. He already had similar names ready. He had this whole thing in his mind already. So it's really interesting that he chose PulseChain to deploy it.
Interesting.
Because it was like a new chain, and finally he had options to get tickers at launch price. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
To actually get that ride up.
Dude, we are so lucky. Chat, you are all Chads. We are so lucky to be here right now. I don't even have the words to express. We are at history. We're like the people in 2009 that discovered Bitcoin. We are not only in the making of the most amazing free layer one that's ever been seen in crypto, but also a community that's forming is like nothing crypto has ever seen or will ever see. And we're right there at the birth of it. It's really special. I don't think we'll realize it till like 10 years later, how incredible magic this is. Even just thinking back, with PulsePub talking about when Maria typed buy BFF, I was sitting right there at the computer. I remember that moment. It's amazing. We are just the luckiest people in the world right now. We really are. Oh, and wait, we missed something. Tsunami of money is coming to PulseChain. Vid DeFi, what's happening, brother? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's going to be an avalanche of liquidity. We're going to drown. We're going to drown in green candles. Hope you guys can swim in green. Dump. Yeah, of course that's going to happen. People are going to come and dump those copies for sure. Gucci as fuck.
Some are going to dump them for other things on the chain, right?
Yeah, that too.
So
that too.
It could be positive. And some of the people, like if you have a copy of, we'll say Aave, right? So you come over with, and then the community embraces you, tells you, informs you of things. You're like, I'm into Aave. I have this pAave, which is worth a little bit of money now.
pAave
you bring it
good.
over. You can sell it. What can I buy? What do I understand here? Oh, why don't you use the Aave fork that's on PulseChain? It's called Fiat, right? And like there's a story like that for most of the big things on Ethereum. Like, you have balancer tokens, but we call it the Fux Exchange. You can sell your balancer tokens and get into the Fux Exchange if you want. So dumping some of those P copies could pump some of the other things.
100%. 100%.
Or unless we've made utility for them somewhere else, right? Like, you have your Aave copies. We have a farm for you over here. You can keep them and make yield if you want to, right? Like
100%.
Things like that. Like even if there is no possibility of reactivating some of these protocols, which is the case for most of them, there could be utility.
I mean, look, that's a big point for pDAI too. We're thinking everyone keeps saying everyone's just going to come over here and dump it, but you know what? A lot of people are going to come here and all of a sudden realize, oh, there's a place you can get a big juicy amount of yield for it or whatever that is, and same for all of these. We don't know what else they have planned that's going to incentivize people to stay, and there's going to be sell pressure, of course. I think there may be a lot less than people think, though. I think we have really smart people turning the wheel right now at the head of the ship. Look at pAI. I mean, chart is amazing. It's just it's going to explode into something absolutely insane. pAI
but it needs to have some utility. For sure, there's nothing that token will ever do on this chain, unless the actual Aave protocol came over and decided to turn it on. Like that thing has admin keys up to yin yang, right? But like it's not impossible that they would. Like let's say that goes to 50% parity, and then Aave comes over to PulseChain and is like, oh, we have half our value on this chain. Let's turn it on. That could happen.
Interesting. Ram, it's his first time here. He says, man, why didn't anyone tell me y'all motherfuckers Gucci as fuck? Salute from Texas. Bro, you just found the Chad channel. That's why. We're in the back of the club, so you don't see us when you first walk in.
VIP.
We're in the VIP room and you made your way. Yo, it's the Don VD from X. What's up, brother? Hey, you want to come on and chat? DV, come on and chat with us.
Jump on, man. Let's go.
That's the Belgium link. Where are these links? Where are you guys posting them? Does Maria have a YouTube channel? Yes, Maria does. I'm having trouble opening links, so somebody put that in the chat. Maria, YouTube.
Yeah, I put it in. I put it in. He's streaming right now too. He's not really doing any content right now, but he's streaming.
I don't understand the resistance to pDAI from our community. Actually, Fast Abdoul could probably give the best insight on that. Why is there still resistance?
Well, there's a combination of things depending which group you're looking at, right?
Okay.
So
break it down. Break the groups up.
You would have your like definitive hexagon. It's not hex. I don't like it. Resistance, and then then it moves on to Pulse and the other like Richard Hart tokens. Like okay, it's not by Richard Hart. I don't like it. And those people like they've chosen their line, and if they stay by it, I definitely respect that. But then like you have people who like smart people who are using maybe too much critical thought, and they're like, oh, this is an unbacked stablecoin. It is not worth $1. There's no like on the surface, there's no obvious reason it will be worth $1 in like anytime soon, and they're not digging further into the narrative. And their experience with the P copies early on, at the very least, is it was a dump fest, right?
It was a dump fest early on.
Yeah, it was. Dump fest.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like a combination of preferences and knowledge. But like, I'm not saying that one group is right and one isn't, like, or that pDAI is going to $1. But I think with some help, it could be an impressive token that could bridge the gap between PulseChain and other chains. People will come over here, participate with that. It's been a huge driver. And because it's been that huge driver of economic success and been noticed, it's starting to be accepted by some of the PulseChain communities that have rejected it initially because they want the chain to do well, and sometimes for no other reason.
Yeah. Right.
They're not buying the narrative; they just want the chain to do well, and this seems to be the spirit. So it's like, okay, yeah, I want it to go to $1. Why would I not? Why would anyone not want it to go to $1 who is on this chain? If you're just in Hex on PulseChain and nothing else, and pDAI goes to $1 and you don't touch it, you're going to do very well. So there's not a disadvantage there.
Yeah, if it works out as we're proposing, then you're beneficiary anyway.
Anything on chain almost would be a beneficiary. But like the critical thinking crowd is going to have a lot of trouble until we can show a structure that they can understand, that they can get involved with. And that's why I'm doing a liquidity fork that uses pDAI as collateral. So I think that will help bridge the gap to get some of those people to get involved. They're like, okay, it can collateralize a stablecoin that's worth $1 until maybe someday it's worth $1 itself. And when they see that connection, I think we'll be able to have a lot more participation. Honestly, I think it's key to moving to the next level. Like obviously it's going to keep going up. Like maybe we hit 10 cents, maybe we hit 20 cents. But if we're going to have structure and balance and have people with big bags, like who are actual investors, come into this,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to see something like that.
Do you think
What
there's
do you
going
guys
to be a
think?
moment where they just believe, where they all just start believing?
Nope. Some people will never just start believing, right?
Well, no one
It's
wants to
like
buy a top either.
Richard Hart said, "This is mine," and I did it. Some
Yeah.
people wouldn't believe because they're not believers, right? It's the nature of the person that's going to determine their level of belief as much as their skills in the ecosystem.
Right, 100%. Pulse Pop, you probably know. Where can we find these top Atropa tickers? How do you get somebody started to hunt?
Yeah, so it's interesting. If you want to just the top ones, you can usually just look on Deck Screener and you'll see Atropa, Teddy Bear. They're all kind of the top volumes,
Yeah, that's the best way now, because my list is old now, so there's a lot of these. Yeah.
My recommendation is to kind of start going into some TGs and start hearing about this stuff. Just at first, just focus on 3 or 4 of them. To be honest, Teddy Bear, Atropa. Some of these ones that I see right now, it's that's going to go above most people's heads, because I was there when every one was launched, right? So I kind of get it.
Yeah. We were there when they were launching. Yeah.
But you're gonna get a headache if you start diving into all this stuff, and then partly that's why I made a map. If you want to pull up my Twitter.
Okay, I'm having trouble with my internet for some reason.
Oh, okay.
For some reason the charts I have open are working, but when I try to open X, you can share your screen though. Let's see if that works. One of you guys, maybe Abdul can pull it up, because
sure.
I think my computer's got maxed out and it just needs a restart. So I don't want to. Nothing will open right now for me.
Because this will kind of give you an idea of.
Yeah, let's do
this.
this.
Is the first map that I made.
You need to send me the request for the screen share. Wait, where the hell did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. You got to send it. You got to put the request in fast, Abdul.
Okay, one sec. I'm just jumping on here.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh, now it's just me. What I'm trying to do is actually hook up a second computer, because I'm surrounded by screens here.
Okay, why did it do that? Okay. We got a screen share coming in. I got the old things open. Maybe I can open it here. Let's see if this works.
Well, I think it just doesn't like Chrome. Hold on, we'll switch to something else.
What on X? Oh, this is working. Oh, only the links that are open right now seem to be working. Maybe, so let's see.
Yeah, so if you go on my Twitter, when I first started my Twitter, it wasn't necessarily for my token. Okay. It was for Atropa Alpha.
Okay.
And I made maps that explain
where
the money's coming in and out.
Yeah.
And how to follow them as liquidity paths.
I had those
so
saved.
It can kind of give you an idea of the bigger ones of the top 5 tokens.
Oh, okay. Hang
top
on.
10 tokens.
I think I got it working on this one.
Not that one. No.
Okay.
If you're gonna have to go lower, kind of quite a bit lower.
Okay, it seems I can't open any new windows, but I can reuse ones I have open. So maybe I'm just
just keep
out.
going down.
Okay. Yeah, I remember using these in my first videos.
Yeah, keep going down. That's just that's not mine. Go down, go down.
I remember these.
Yeah, go down.
Okay.
I think it's my first tweet, so.
Keep going.
Yeah. Oh, there it was. Go back up. There it is. So you can see how Atropa is kind of in the center.
Yeah.
And you can see the pDAI USDC connection into that. And then it kind of goes, the teddy bear has its own thing on the sides. And then you see the down and legal and the 2. Those are kind of really, really big ones liquidity wise. And the further you kind of go out, the more mysterious these tokens get.
Right. And yeah, teddy bear's bonded all over the place. That's why, just so you guys understand why a lot of us are bullish about teddy bear, it's not because we think the bear was just cute or that B Roots was excited about teddy bear. It's because in the early days, you can see this February 17th, and I have this exact map in some of my early videos when I was talking about Atropa, because we saw teddy bear bonded all over the place on the ecosystem, as well as pDAI. So it was some of the reasons that we got very bullish about it, because somebody, it seemed to us, had big plans for it in the future. And some of that seems to be coming to fruition now. Okay, so this is an early map. You know, there must be some changes by now for some of this stuff, right?
Yeah, totally. This was in February 2024, so
right.
almost 10 months ago. And this was following my meetup with Maria. I wanted to try to like help in my own way, and it was to kind of help visually how to access these different tokens, because what was happening when he was first launching these tokens is that, let's say, to buy TSFI, you couldn't just buy it with PLS. You can kind of see in the bottom TSFI. You couldn't buy it with, you had to go through Atropa, right?
I remember that.
But there's these different routes that you had to go through to get like HAR or writing. So this was a good way for me to like, how can I get to writing as fast as possible? So I'd have to do like 2-3 transactions to get there.
I have a juicy bag of TSFI, and at the time, looking back, you know, I felt kind of like a Looney Tune, you know, buying some of these because we were just out there. And Stizzy says something cool. Those tickers will make people confused. And man, trust me, we've gone through this, but this is what it is, man. Look.
Because so I always see
look at some of these.
Complexity equals opportunity, and I'm going to repeat that again. Complexity equals opportunity.
Okay, sometimes.
Yes, but the complexity keeps 80% out, right? Or 90% of people stayed out until now.
Kept people
now
out
that
of it.
Now that pDAI is popular, they're talking about Atropa. But before that, it was so complex it kept you out.
It did
right?
keep you out, yeah, because there were
then
symbols.
People like me that dove into it had these amazing prices because of its complexity. It wasn't easy to onboard people, right?
It wasn't.
Back then?
No. We were hunting, and
now it's like a lot easier to onboard people.
I remember the early messages. It was just like, look, everyone just get TSFI and down, and and you know, we were all trying to figure out how to even find some of these tokens because they were like weird symbols. You can see right here. Is this Mantisa? No.
That one's Greenland.
That was Greenland. So like, look, he didn't write Greenland. He made it like this. Now, what happened to Greenland? See, I can't load new windows for some reason. But maybe I can. I don't even know how to.
But I'm also not saying to everybody to go in and, you know, go onto all these tickers and stuff like that. It requires quite a bit of a skill cap and knowledge base. So that's why I tell people to stick with the top 5, because they're going to actually move together somewhat. And, you know, you don't need to be in the smaller ones. For me, it was like a video game where I'm like climbing the leaderboard of holders to be, I want to be top 5 in Mantisa, or I want to be top 5 in 2, or, you know what I mean? Like, that was a game for me, but for most people, that's not.
Look, I recommend, just by even looking at this, what I can tell you is still true. I still think TSFI is strong, and we can go look at another liquidity map. Atropa, Teddy Bear, and look, what's here? What's right next to Atropa? pDAI. And PUSDC is right there. Let's go back.
And there's been more development since, like, you know, BFF is now in the play, which it wasn't a big heavy hitter back then, because its main connection used to be no nukes, which is not even on this chart.
No nukes isn't there, yeah.
So it's become a big player since. So some of them will pop out as significant players, and we'll never really know, right?
Right.
Even that map has changed significantly. I wouldn't even show that one.
Okay, don't even show. Okay.
Yeah.
But Ink was bonded very heavily early on as well. Are the Ink connections still very strong?
The Ink was connected to no nukes.
Was it?
Yeah, Ink was connected to no nukes, and no nukes got minted like crazy, so it kind of crushed that pair.
That was sad. pDAIs.
So this one is a really old one too. You can see that was at 700 market cap, 700,000, and then we're now at 6 million.
Look, pDAI is okay. What do you think
we started early. See, that
was?
connection was even in March 2024.
Yeah. And pDAI was always a heavy connection to everything from the beginning. It wasn't that mysterious. It was all over the place. It was all over PulseChain. The Mantisa map.
Yeah, so that one's still pretty current. There's been a
let's
couple
look at it.
add-ons into it.
Okay.
Mantisa is kind of like a heavily connected Atropa token to pUSDC or pUSDT, sorry.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the doorway into Atropa from pUSDT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Fast Abdul, did I lose you, brother?
I'm still here. Can you hear me? I just turned black for some reason.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was mucking about with the screen share button.
Oh, there you are.
Cool.
Okay.
There we are. Okay.
Cool.
But this is getting into the really nerdy stuff. So like newbies, I wouldn't recommend going into this. But if you have like a semblance of like what's happening in Atropa and you've been around a bit, then you okay, maybe go check out Mantisa. But it's like, look at the ticker. It's not even Mantisa. It's that weird scribbly thing on the next to it.
Right. Right. There's
so we decoded it. That means Mantisa, but it's not even.
Right. At the time, this was all really, we were all just communicating with each other to figure all this out. Here's the token address. But Coexistent Steven has some really great breakdown videos, and he can walk you through step by step some of these things. Let's say you're interested in Mantisa or you want to find some of these old tokens that are still have a lot. I mean, look, Atropa is only at 200 million, but I mean, look, that's a big one, but a lot of them are still quite small, right? Coexistence even has some great videos that can help you lead you. But you can even see in this early map, Bear was a big player and everything, and Atropa, PulseChain. Oh, there was purple.
Yeah,
Bitcoin
because
there.
the thing is, it was really hard.
I had
to represent the PulseChain pair. Oh yeah,
yeah, it's right there. It's right there and everything. Yeah. I still got in a good point. Okay, I'll ignore that.
Yeah, that's all the nerdy stuff.
Okay.
But I have one kind of hidden gem that I wouldn't mind sharing with you guys.
Ooh. Okay,
I don't
you guys,
know if you know about it.
Don't tell us yet. Don't tell us. You guys smash that like button. We're about to get some alpha right now. He's gonna. But
yeah, I think
you
might know it, Saint Wolf.
I'm sure I know.
You probably know it.
Hopefully, I can bring it up.
Okay, we'll wait for some likes here. I'm not gonna say it until I get more likes.
Yeah, we need more likes. He's gonna drop it. He's gonna smash that like button, or we're just not gonna tell you. We don't have to tell you. I'm sure I haven't.
No, I'm fine. I haven't really told anybody, so I can keep it like this.
Oh, it's gonna be good. Hopefully, I can get my computer to find it. Oh, there we go.
I can pull it. I got a screen up if you need.
You do? Okay, let's see if I can get
direct.
it. All right, let's do it. What do we got?
Okay, so it's a very similar concept. It's not my token, by the way. It's a really close developer friend of mine. We've been in it together in the trenches since day one.
Okay.
Extremely knowledgeable in the Atropa ecosystem. Extremely good coder and experimental thinker.
Okay.
So if you guys know him in the IRC as OG Web Chef.
Oh, dude, I know OG Web Chef.
Of course. Yeah, he's more in the alternative scene, but
yeah.
I gotta give props to his OG first token, Finvesta.
Infinity. Oh, Finvesta.
Nope, Finvesta. That's his OG one.
That's his OG one. I've done a video with him. Oh, there we go. Let's see.
So.
To die, right?
I'm calling it right now. It's going to be the most deflationary token on PulseChain, and it already is.
Finvest.
Oh shit!
I like the logo.
Are you kidding me?
I made it.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah, because I was helping him since day one on this one.
Dude, my first conversation on chain, I think, was with OG Web Chef. My second one.
Great guy.
Yeah, great conversation. It's one of my earliest conversation on chain.
So I say it's secret alpha, but it's obviously been running. But this thing is a beast, and only the like deep.
Let me see this.
The deep people are kind of know about this one.
Wow. Oh, this is a beast, man. When I made that video with him, he was just releasing Finvesta. And it had just been trailing all through the summer because I made that video with him. Like it was like the spring, and it had just been trailing down. And then what happened? What is this? August? Oh, I took my eyes off it, man.
Yeah, so he's been cooking. He's one of the most grinder devs that I know. He was a big part of BFF going past 8K. By the way, I'm gonna give him props on that one. He was a big pusher on BFF.
Was he?
Oh yeah. So he paired up a ton of liquidity with Finvesta as well. So that pump there was him pairing up with BFF and pumping Finvesta. So they would both go up together. But yeah, he's just like it's a 5% tax, so don't ape into it without knowing what it is. It's got 92% burned, so that means that 92% of its volume goes to the burn wallet.
Are you kidding me? I can't open
look,
new windows.
if you can,
it's fucking weird.
Yeah. So basically, his goal is to only have 1 million supply left out of 21 million.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's actively like trying to get volume up. You should actually be looking at I think the PLS pair maybe is getting the most volume. I'm not sure.
This is the DAI pair. You want to look at the PLS pair? This was the highest volume, I think.
97K
maybe
volume.
check.
It's a lot of volume.
So there's
we buy bottoms.
Yeah, so it's
tops.
got almost 100K volume on a 5% tax token.
Okay.
Which is
so for
considerable.
the people watching buy this tax token, do they have to set
I was
their
charting it.
Can you repeat your question?
If people are watching and they want to buy this token, do they have to set their slippage higher on the DEX in order to buy it?
Yeah.
So you have to go kind of recommended. Same with pTGC. You'll have to go around 6% slippage.
At least.
And if you're pushing the price up, you would have to go up to maybe 7 to 8.
15% will do it.
Make sure you set it back to the automatic or a much lower slippage, so bots don't get you when you buy something that's not a tech.
Okay. Yeah, guys.
Yeah, and you don't have to buy this now. Just keep it on your radar, guys. Like you say, you buy bottoms, not tops, and that's true. But people have been saying that on pDAI this whole time. People have been saying this on Finvesta the whole time. Same on my token. They're like, I don't buy tops, and then we just keep going up.
Listen, guys, we are in the last wave of the bull run. Things are going to get euphoric. Sure, we could get a pullback here. This looks like we're going to pull back a little bit. Hang on one second. Yeah, I think we're going to pull back a little bit. But look, at this point in the bull run, you also have to understand too. It's $4.3 million market cap. It's very small. It doesn't have to fall apart at this phase in the bull run. Okay, so just be aware. Same with pDAI or anything. That's what I try to tell people. I'll be like, you're not getting a penny. Like your TA is not going to play out at this phase of the bull run. I get TA too, but trust me. And it's you have to be through these euphoric. You have to go through bull runs to understand why I say that. I'm not just trying to pump bags. You won't get the price you want at this phase of the bull run. Sometimes you can. There could be a pullback. Look, it's crypto. We could have a 50% crash tomorrow. I don't know, but in general, it doesn't work like that. Okay, because the euphoric phase is when people.
And
get
if you look
behind.
at the tokenomics too, right? You got to look at the tokenomics where if you get 100K volume just on that pool, that means you're burning $5,000 of supply every day at that volume, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah, because if you do 5% of $100,000, that's $5,000, and then 92% of that goes to buying and burning Finvesta, right?
Sick.
So that would be I'd have to do the math. What's 92% of 5,000?
We have a mathematician here. It's too easy for him. He won't do it.
It's close to 5,000, like rough number, because there's other pools, right?
Web Chef, you let me down.
Cooking, right? So.
What's going on, man?
Close to 5,000. Sounds about right.
Yeah. So it's just saying that you have when you have these kinds of tokenomics involved, and you have a dev that's cooking, and he's really good with bots too. So I wouldn't sleep on this guy. I don't even know if he wants me to show him this right now at these prices, But
Fast Abdoul just got a boner. He's good with bots. Magic ones? How magic?
Bots. I've heard of these magic bots.
But
you know what? You can have him on your stream sometime.
I should have him back, dude. I'm telling you, one of my first streams was with OG Web Chef, my first thing, and let's see the date. The date was 19th April. That's when I had the conversation with him. So it was right here. Wait, no. How far back was it? No, it wasn't that far. Yeah, here. So that's good, man. Well, good to see. Good to see the stuff's, that the magic bots are working.
He does a similar LP webs. He does
Okay.
LP webs as well.
Okay.
So it's connected to BFF, it's connected to DAI, it's connected to Pulse, it's connected to Pulse
Okay.
Pup, it's connected to all kinds of stuff.
So if DAI pegs, are a lot of these tokens going to just moon on that itself? Is that possible?
Oh yeah, it's gonna fly.
Even without
It's
even without
it's gonna fly.
demand. Fast
The
Abdoul,
entire
that-
chain would
is-
move.
would
if
just
DAI
moon.
pegged.
Really? Even if nobody
Well,
did
yeah,
anything,
like,
just-
Especially if they have DAI pairs.
Yeah, that's true.
are there mechanics due to that, or is it just a sentiment?
It's shared liquidity. Like one pulls the other
Yeah.
up with it, right? So
Right.
if you have a token, let's say you pair DAI with a stable coin, so that like a stable coin that's worth $1 every day, all day. You
Right.
pair that with pDAI, right?
Right.
So
Right.
if pDAI goes up by 50%,
Mhm.
well, you would lose half of the gains because they would move into the stable coin, but you'd have 25% more of the stable coin.
Mhm.
But in any other pairing where it's a volatile token, if the thing that it's paired with goes up substantially, the value of the pair goes up substantially. So the other side goes up too. Because if you had a ratio, let's just say it's and this is pretty close to what it's been recently, 1 hex to 1 pDAI, right? And then the price of pDAI doubles.
Mhm.
That pool is still going to say 1 hex to 1 pDAI, right?
Right.
Now it might get arbitraged out because there's other pools with hex, so it's gonna move, but it will pull that up to a 1-to-1 ratio. It will stay the same until somebody, likely a magic bot, arbitrages it out. But they won't arbitrage it all out. It will pull it up and it will equalize across all the pools, right? So the closer you're paired with the asset that goes up the most, the better, generally speaking. But yeah, the whole chain would definitely rise together with that event. Of course, it matters how quickly it happens. If it takes 5 years, well, that's a little different.
Somebody wants to see the website, and I can't open it.
I can do it for you.
Okay.
If you like.
It's a pretty nice one too.
I have Finfire. I'm holding Finfire in my wallet. What did Finfire do?
Yeah.
That was the.
So Finfire is a farm token, so it's inflated. It's the inflation of it.
Yeah, I bought the
So
wrong one.
It's probably down.
You
I have the
know,
website up here if you want.
you know, I after I talked to him, I jumped in and got it, and I bought the wrong one. So that's on me. I was very new at the magic bots and understanding this. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to him. He can pull it up let me do that.
And while he's pulling it up, he's also announced that he can be for serious people only, but you could hire him to do DeFi services around bots for your certain projects and stuff like that. And then you can pay him in Finvesta to make it even more deflationary.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
So this one is actually the outdated one, I think.
It's outdated.
It's actually finvesta.eco.
okay. This is
The
the one that
actual,
links up to exchange.eco.
Yeah, I think we have to update it, I think. Yeah, this is his new website. So it's not just Finvesta, it's his ecosystem. There's a ton of projects that he's released.
For that.
No, he's a really cool guy. Really cool guy. I remember that conversation I had with him. It's cool. Really cool. We have really some amazing people here in PulseChain. It's really cool, man.
Gotta say, I like your pub better. Your site better, Mr. Pub. This is cool too.
That's a compliment. I didn't make it, but I'll take it.
It's nice. Having something done in crypto is just as good as making it yourself. You've presented it to the world, so kudos, sir.
Yeah.
Got some tools here. Interesting. What does this button do? Okay, takes me to the PulseChain scanner. Which is
Yeah, so that was just like a little drop. I think he deserves a little bit of recognition. So I just wanted to, bump his name in there. And I've been talking about this token for a long time. So yeah, and it's deflationary and it works out. So.
Whoa! Look at that.
That's from the Infinity. That's his other project, Infinity. It's a very cool project too.
Finfire. Okay. It's got a little flowchart going on. Farms.
Yeah, so he's just like a
That's
good
awesome.
builder. You know, he's doing his thing.
That's
Pretty
new.
benevolent. You know.
Is his face ever on the screen?
No, he's that is his face, a modified face on the website, but
Oh, I see. Yeah,
he
that-
doesn't show his face. He's kind of cooking in the background all the time.
Fair
He's
enough.
kind of the type of dev you were talking about earlier.
Yep. We need those.
That might only load if you connect your wallet, so don't need to do that.
You're probably right. Well, I was just mesmerized by this dragon here. That wasn't really thinking of anything
Yeah.
else.
I guess there's a question in the chat. We can go towards that because he's also my buddy. What's the KISS token?
The KISS token.
I don't know about KISS token. I thought that was just somebody shelling in there.
Yeah, so he's an Atropa nerd. He's like
Okay.
kind of a so go KISS PLS or whatever.
Is it? Is
And,
it?
It's
not
not
that
Riz,
one. It's
no.
not
So
R.
go do KISS / BFF. You'll probably be better. There it is, the XXX one.
This one.
Yeah. It says zoom out. You're on the 1 minute. Yeah.
I'm on a 1 hour now. Look at 4 hour. Oh, the number went up. Pretty new.
Yeah. So this is like
or at least
this is an Atropa nerd. You might have seen him in the IRC called Cookies. And he's been kind of taking the Atropa lessons on how to launch a token with different ratios, and the same way that he did Atropa legal and down. That's kind of in the nerdy stuff, but basically he's been taking the lessons of how to launch tokens with different ratios, and he's been putting in practice like pretty nicely. There's no website, there's no nothing. I made the TG.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't get any information. But he's got a coin called Hug.
How do you know this person?
So he's a prominent person on the IRC, and he also was the person interviewing Maria in the first interview when he was on the phone. Yeah.
Interesting. This guy.
So yeah, it's basically connected to BFF.
Okay. KISS is
And
the
yeah,
main
okay,
LP
so that's
rapper
everything.
for
It's
G Baby. Okay.
The main LP to G Baby. Yeah. So
What's the market?
It's the same.
What was the market cap on KISS?
3 million, I think.
Okay. Well, look, guys, we're talking about Atropa stuff, and you guys wanted some alpha, so we're showing you some devs that are doing some cool stuff and some things that are performing. I'm not in KISS, so it's not really technically shelling. I don't hold it, but it's cool to see it and cool to see these things doing well. And look, KISS is at a $3 million market cap, and PulseChain hasn't even run yet. So it's not like, nobody's getting anyone to buy anything at the top. These things are just starting. Finvesta here is at $4.5 million market cap, and I don't hold it. I just confessed that I'd bought Finfire, not Finvesta.
Oh shit.
So I lost.
Oh, and by the way, whoever's still in shilling is like these two developers that I'm showing are both building for the good of Atropa. And like I understand if you don't understand the ecosystems, you might think it's just like a pure shell. But these guys have been grinding for like over a year to be participating in the Atropa ecosystem benevolently. So that's just I just wanted to say that. And don't buy it. It's all good. I'm probably never going to talk about these again. So count yourself lucky.
Yeah, I've been talking to Steady Pup for a long time. I mean, Pup was one of the early projects I did on my channel because it was like he was really into Atropa, and so was I. So I came across PulsePub. So I never came across the Schiller, the guy with no face, not fast Abdoul.
Check.
Finvest SI. Yeah, OG Web Chef. I put a link to the interview I did with OG Web Chef up in the chat a little higher up. That's the link to the chat, the conversation on chain, kind of like that Decentralize Me video. It was one of the earlier videos I did with OG Web Chef. Pretty cool.
I got something to show you guys that is relevant to the Atropa ecosystem. Check this out.
And you know what? So far, to be honest, like chat, the people that were there in Atropa, like when I go back to a year, the people that I met, they're not value extractors or shillers, because there was no reason to be drawn to Atropa if you were looking to just get a pump. You know what I mean? We were like just the most absolute curious fringe people around at the time. So anyone I met during that phase, I know they weren't here just to make money. They were actually here to figure out what is this stuff? You know what I mean? Because that's what I was doing. I was like, okay, everything's down. Hex bags were down. Everything was shit. I'm like, let me just go on and learn what like who's doing what here in the ecosystem. So I think anyone I met during that period, to me, is an OG. I mean, they're a G. You know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't hunting for like the next pump. You know, we were looking to figure out stuff.
No, but I also appreciate I would probably be asking the same question, so I appreciate that the question. Like, a lot of people know me in TGs, and I have been doxxed in person in Amsterdam and Berlin. I've done presentations.
Oh, have you?
For PulseChain, so I have shown my face, but more like an in-person type of thing. I'm pretty close to the PulseChain tour people, and we've all hung out. And
right on. I didn't even know that.
And I'll probably be in Vegas too in March.
Huge conference. It's a big deal. Whether you're on the screen every day or not, it's just have you ever been on the screen is like, I think that's relevant, or at least met other people in public in person. Like that's huge.
Oh shoot, I don't think anyone's met me before. Has anybody?
Oh, I can see you.
Oh, you. Oh, okay. I'm doxed. Yeah. Like you. Yeah. Gotcha.
And you're not launching any.
Yeah, Fest Abdoul. Do you want to show your creation? I wanted to say that it's really cool that you kind of dove into the Atropa stuff, and it's giving people options to maybe farm. Like, a lot of people will just hold, but I thought it was cool that you're kind of giving people options to make a yield off of it. Obviously, it's third party, so there's risks. But
we don't
really
call
cool
him Fast Abdoul.
Did that?
Yeah, we don't call him Fast Abdoul for nothing. He already jumped in and created something to support pDAI. So
we're on it. So this is not the liquidity fork I was talking about. That's something that's coming in several weeks down the road. This is the 2FUX protocol, which is a yield farming protocol built on top of the FUX exchange. These are pools that contain either pDAI or Atropa tokens that you can farm. They're paying insane APRs now. Like this Atropa Essential Pool is paying 233%. So Atropa, Teddy Bear, Pulse, PulseX, Inc., and this DAI, it says on the screen, that's pDAI paired with HEX. Like, these are, if you believe in all these tokens, that would be a good pool to participate in. Not financial advice. It's just like, but this is a tool that's here. And when you add liquidity in these pools, you're adding liquidity to support the community. So there is a community benefit, as well as you can make 233% APR. And you get to claim that every single day, right? Actually, every single block, if you want to, you can press the claim button. So it's continuous. The next one down, this is like a P stable play on PulseChain. So the P stability farm this is pDAI, pUSDC, and pUSDT paying 155%. So if you think all those things are going to peg, or that they should be moving up or down very closely together, and in my experience, pDAI and pUSDC are extremely close, like almost the same, and pUSDT seems to lag behind by about 20%. But somewhat consistently, there's clearly a connection there with liquidity, if nothing else. So 155% APR there, which is, and you all these tokens you would own. The ratio might change day to day if there's any traffic there, but they're all still yours. Okay. And then here's the one that has this is an older pool that was there that we recently turned into a farm. It has TSFI in it with the Atropa, Teddy Bear, also pDAI, and Inc.
When did you add
so
this?
They're all represented.
When did you add these Atropa tokens?
I added these two pools maybe 3 weeks ago or a month ago, and this one just last week.
He's becoming a believer.
Maybe.
Chat, he believes.
I didn't say that. I just said I'm here for the tech, sir. I provided the tech for the community. They may choose to use the tech if they want to make 233% APR, or they could choose not to make 233% APR.
DJ,
he likes the volume.
He likes the volume. DJ, why are you hating, man? He's right here. What's your reason? What's your reason for saying that? Ask him right now.
Who's saying what about what?
He's saying.
Oh, he's
no, we're good. We made up already. We made up.
Huh?
We're homies.
He was?
Address.
He's fine.
He's
We've
fine?
been chilling.
Oh, okay.
We're hanging
okay.
out.
All right. I was like, just say
Wait,
it, bro.
To be clear, he's not talking about my protocol. He's talking about the Fox Exchange. And to be honest, it's a little bit the code is perfect to fork a balancer V2, but the front end can be buggy, and there's a lot going on there, and it's prone to be quite slow, and sometimes requiring multiple refreshes to add your liquidity and things like that. Now, my app is different. It's built on top. It's pretty fast. You can click back and forth. It does what it does. But sometimes you have to interact with the Fox Exchange in order to get the liquidity LP token to deposit onto my protocol. So if you're having trouble, man, reach out to me on Telegram in the 2Fox or the Fox room. I'm not on the Fox team, but I'm an admin in that room, and I'll help you with your stuff.
You guys can, his Telegram. You can find him, yeah.
You think it's dead, but it's the second or third biggest DEX on the PulseChain, depending on the day. So the first is always PulseX. The second has always been either 9-inch or, for most of the time, the Fox Exchange, as far as the total amount of liquidity that's on the chain. So yeah, maybe it's dead, but there's like $17-18 million locked in there. So I think there's still some potential.
It's juicy. It's growing. It's growing.
Yeah, and the highest APRs on farms on the PulseChain are right here. It's based on the Fox Exchange with 2Fox built on top of it. So do as you like, sir, but I will help you if you need help.
He's here for us. So that's cool. You got the P stability up there already with the pDAI. So cool, man. I like that you're just like, you know what? I'm here for the tech. If this works, you provided a solution. Doesn't seem like you really have a judgment either way about it. You kind of have a pretty open mind, Fast Abdoul.
I try to know my place, right? And for me, it's like it's education, and it's literally explaining the tech to people and giving them the strategies and the tools they need to succeed. But they have to make their own choices. Like, I'm not going to tell you to buy anything.
No, that's why you're here, man. You got to tell us what to buy.
No, that's not why I'm here. I will not take that role, sir.
You got to hit the buy button for me, Fast Abdoul. I can't do it.
I can hit the buy button on my test wallet, but I won't hit it on your wallet.
I should start messaging him. Hey, man, I'm thinking about selling. Should I sell? Can you tell me? Screw the tech. I'm here for the cash. Dear Slayer.
Indeed.
That's why I told chat, you be careful what you say, because we got some. Our admins are, and they're ready to rip you to pieces. 90% of these.
I'll fight all of you.
You what?
I'll fight all of you. Let's go.
I believe him. How tall are you, Fast Abdoul?
6'1".
I knew it. He's a giant. He's a beast.
I'm a 2-stripe white belt, so watch out.
Yeah, are you white belt?
Yeah.
You train?
Actually, 3-stripe. It's been a while, so I should probably take one off.
Dude, what did we say? The Chads are here. Crypto better watch out.
Oh, I just say I'm a 3-stripe white belt, so it's not that impressive.
White belt.
Well, I don't have any stripes on my belt, so you're beating me on stripes, just not on the color of the belt.
I'm a double black belt.
Oh, nice. In what?
And in Asia, it's technically a quadruple black belt, but.
Oh, well then.
Yeah.
Double black belt. What are your disciplines, sir?
Jiu-jitsu, karate, and a little bit of Brazilian tossing.
Brazilian tossing? I haven't heard of
Salad
that one.
tossing.
Okay, we don't have to dox your martial arts back now.
No, I don't want to get in trouble because if somebody gets hurt, then they'll say that you confess that you knew these skills and they'll put me in prison. And yeah, I'm actually like
Your
a lethal
hands
weapon.
lethal weapon.
Yes, I have to register.
Register them.
When I cross borders by plane, I have to tell them when I arrive that, hey, it's like the equivalent of a license to kill.
Yeah, probably it says something on your passport about that, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I got a black gun belt. This is what brings in the views. People learn about our life.
Indeed. Show you guys something else that's cool.
Show us.
This is
what's that? Some pretty.
Yeah, so this is a cool site. This is by the Hocus Pocus team. It's hocuspocus.finance, and it's their farming wizard. And what they've done is they've created a aggregator that shows you all the farms on the Pulse chain. It's not showing absolutely all of them right now. It's missing the 2Fux ones right now. But they just put out their tweet that they're adding all the 2Fux farms to here, which is 93 farms. So this shows like PulseX, 9-inch. What was the other one? PulseX 9-inch.
Taylor, don't touch it.
There's a bunch more.
Don't interact with that. Just ignore it. This part of the bull run, you're going to have a lot of crazy stuff dumped in your wallet. It goes for everybody. Just ignore it. I don't care if it's $100. If you don't recognize it and it got put in your wallet, don't click it. Don't try to trade it, right?
Oh, there's some really old school farms in there that I recognize that, there's some pretty bad ones in there.
What's Atropa?
Yep.
Yeah, that's an OG one that I think is not running anymore, so don't interact.
No, it is
I
running
remember when
if
it first
it's on
came out.
here, like, because this is pulling the code right off the blockchain. But just because it's on here doesn't mean you should trust it. It's literally, it pulls the data from all the Master Chef contracts, which is what PulseX is and what 9-inch is. And there's quite a few of them doing this. And so you can sort of buy whatever you want. Safe option is to pick the ones that you already know, which you can do from the menu here. So you can see all the PulseX farms. From this dashboard, you can actually manage all these farms. So you could be in all these pools and then press the claim all button and claim whatever you have on any given day. So it's kind of a cool tool that way. It's got some good custom options.
Oh, let me hang on. Let me make it smaller so everyone can see.
Like that.
We're losing you in the corner over there. Oh, can you minimize it, or is it me? So we can see what's going on the left side there. Make it smaller.
Yeah. I can do that, I think, if that works. I don't know if I can control.
I'll be right back.
Crypto
Yeah,
Munch.
I don't think I have a way to influence that on this app right now.
Scroll to the left a little bit. I want to see that the selection area there on the left side. It's like hidden. Crypto Munch, welcome to the party, pal. How have you not known about this? Because we're the VIP section in the back, bro. We're the VIPs in the back. You just found the Chads. Send a virgin wallet to Crispy the vid on that token. Yeah, it's a cool site.
The tech is failing me on being able to show that on screen.
Okay.
I can't, because I can't move our little pictures, right?
Is it me? Okay.
But on the left, it's just a selection of different protocols that you can choose from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can pick PulseX, Liquid Loans, Power City, all the things that are offering farms like this. And soon 2Fux will be on here too.
Okay.
So we'd set it to 9-inch. We'll see all the 9-inch farms. And then you can use this tool to harvest or add to all these farms, right?
All right.
So it's just an information service though. Like, it's not endorsing anything. It's just providing you with the actual list of what's on the Pulse chain, which is cool. I like it. So I definitely trust the guys who made it, but it doesn't mean I trust the farms inside it because they're made by a dozen different people.
Who made it? Who made this?
Nick from Hocus Pocus. So it's hocuspocus.finance.
I heard of that.
They also made probably the best NFT marketplace on the Pulse chain. So they did Pulse Market. It has, in my mind, it gives the most support for NFTs as a whole.
Okay.
Which is kind of funny with the P copies. So you remember Board 8 Yacht Club?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll click the one. We have that on the Pulse chain. We have the copied Board 8 Yacht Club on the Pulse chain.
How's it doing?
It's doing pretty good. Like they started like at a very low price, of course, but they're starting to come up. I think the floor is like, let's see what the floor is when this loads here. It's like 2 million Pulse. It's like, $160 or something. But you can actually these things at one point were millions of dollars on Ethereum. Silly prices. That's kind of cool that you can buy them on the Pulse chain. A lot of data here, so it's going to take a minute to load. But yeah, Bored Ape Yacht Club. There's like penguins. I wasn't never really into NFTs, but it's they're all
Bored Ape.
They're all on the Pulse chain. Copy. Oh.
Bored Ape Kennel Club. That's what they're calling it here on PulseChain. What's this?
That'll be something different.
Okay. So
Probably.
So chat, you guys are with us. You've been with us for a while now. I know some of you guys have been watching from the beginning. I want to tell you something. A lot of the reason why we're spending more time and we're hunting, we're sharing alpha with each other, because Fast Abdoul is kind of from a different world. I know that I came brand new and I was drawn very quickly to Atropa, and obviously that's where I met Steady Pup over a year ago. And we're sharing these things. This is the first time we've talked. And I want you to know that at this point in the bull run, we have to hunt a little deeper and harder. So we're seeing what we're learning from each other and what maybe Fast Abdoul sees as opportunities, because I also see that these farms, these different things, they're going to be very attractive when the SEC case lawsuit goes down. A lot of us understand the amount of volume that's about to come to PulseChain. So all these sites are going to become very competitive with each other because the degens are going to come. They're going to be chasing yield. They're going to be chasing farms. And I know that. So that's why it's very interesting to us right now, because he's showing it to us. And now this is what we have to hunt, because there's no low-hanging fruit anymore, right? You guys understand that we're in the second half of the bull run. It's not a year and a half ago where you just found, pDAI and it was pennies, or we were talking about TSFI or whatever it was, right? Atropa. So we have to now we're looking around at other things to spark our minds. And because I'm going to continue hunting. That's my thing with the channel and why we bring alpha and why, we found what we found. So that's why we're looking at all this stuff to see what could come next and see what ideas we get from it. And this is where all the degens are going to be coming. All these sites that seem low volume right now, in another month or two, they're going to be all jam-packed. That I know for sure. So that's what's going on, man. If you guys are wondering what we're up to, why we're so interested in all these things, this is us sharing alpha right now at this point in the bull run.
You guys want some crazy, weird alpha? Not for the uninitiated.
We'll do pDAI info again, Royson.
I got some weird stuff.
Oh, tell us. Do tell.
Okay, one sec. I actually have to hook my wallet up to this one.
All
okay,
right.
Get some likes going here.
Okay. Before you tell, I want to take a 2-minute, because we're on like 2 hours, so this will be a great point. I don't know how long has it been. I'm gonna run and. Oh, whoa! We're going on 3 hours. Epic, dude! You guys better smash that like crazy. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and Fast Abdoul will do a reveal.
I'll be set right up back here. No alpha will be revealed until the wolf comes back.
So Fast Abdoul, what's your favorite place to hang out, or like what's your kind of niche your favorite niche in PulseChain? Where do you like to hang out and see, or what do you follow the most?
Well, I'm definitely connected to the liquidity providing and stuff like that. I spent a lot of time talking to other founders about hey, this is how you can make your liquidity pool. We can you know, like, because it's sometimes it's hard. Like, you know, this pair on the screen here has 8 tokens in it, right? Which you can do with the Fuck Exchange, being that it's a fork balancer. So stuff like that is, you know, takes up most of my time, is hanging out with other founders and talking about stuff like that. But like, definitely, I'm geared more towards utility. And I know partly it's because I'm old, right? Like, and I do understand that I try to have enough empathy to see outside my own box. But like, yeah, I like things that do stuff. How about you?
Yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah, I've just been hanging out mainly, like, I would say, in some alternative communities, but in Atropa and these weird groups that focus on liquidity providing that isn't like farmable. It's mainly like getting high APRs on V2, and you know, just taking advantage of other, you know, high volatile tokens to, you know, pump our own coins, or just like weird volatility strategies on LPs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mainly like in Sunny's Pub, and there's a few other ones, groups that kind of specialize in that stuff. But yeah, mainly Atropa. I mean, that's been taking my attention for the last like year and a bit, like, you know, 10, 12, 14 hours a day.
Well,
but yeah,
just
managing communities
can take a long time.
Oh, for sure. It's a lot. Even just staying updated on most Telegram rooms I'm in, and just making sure everybody's, you know, informed and have the right contract addresses and everything. It takes a lot of time.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, there's so many scammers out there that, like, these Telegram rooms need admins who will, you know, who will help you if you need help. And this is a good time to mention that typically a good admin in a Telegram room will never DM you, meaning private message you first, right? So if the founder of a protocol is suddenly messaging you and he tells you need to validate your wallet to fix your problem, it's almost certainly a guy from Nigeria, and he's not going to fix your problem. He's going to take your tokens, right? So spending time in those rooms, actually being there when people ask a question, so you can preempt the scammer, you know, or at least catch it before it goes too far. That is a good use of time, sir. I've seen a lot of people lose a lot of money because they, basically gave their coins away. But it's
Chad.
It's unfortunate. What are we doing in the chat here?
They're hilarious.
Oh yeah, the I'm in a min. Can I borrow 5 ETH? Yes, I've received that one. Slayer. No, you can't.
Oh, so you mean that wasn't you that I talked to last night?
Oh.
If Fast Abdoul DMs you and asks to borrow 5 ETH, it's probably not me. Just send me. You'll be fine.
Damn.
You guys don't click on anything, man. I guess you guys just had that discussion, man. Right now, I being doxxed and what we're doing, I'm just bombarded daily, man. Don't click anything. Yeah, it is crazy out there. It is crazy.
100%.
Yeah, got to be really careful.
Yeah, because we've been working for your bags, you know, like for a long time. So you don't want to be losing it at this beat right before a big pump.
And scammers know that. They know that you built up positions, and yeah, that's why they're here. Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll hunt for the whales too, right? And more sophisticated scammers will go after whales. If they can dox you as a whale, they'll send a team of guys who actually speak English to talk to you. So yeah, be very careful.
They found out I was a dev, and they've been haunting me, man. They're like, damn.
Must be because of your dev background, but they obviously don't know about your background.
Turns out it's just a safe word.
Okay.
All right. Chat, you guys smash that like. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. So, look, and before we go into this, I do want to say this to you guys. Like, when you know, a year and a half ago, even though, let's say I said the word low-hanging fruit, it didn't mean it was easy for us to discover things. You know, anytime you're in crypto, there's so much speculation. There really is. And no one knew if anything would work. We're lucky any of this stuff works. It's really amazing. So in that same way, today's a new day, and we're hunting again. We're looking around, and that's what you got to do. Don't ever discount something either. There's been times in crypto where I've ignored something and I've turned around and it does 1,000x. So you have to pay attention. You got to pay attention. That's what it's about, man. There's opportunities everywhere. Even now at this point in the bull run, there's a lot of opportunities. That's why we're up late doing this, because we know there's going to be opportunities. All right. What's the big reveal?
Okay, so you just get her set up here. Okay, so what we're looking at is Curve, which is a protocol from Ethereum, right? It's actually where probably the most stable coins live on Ethereum is on the Curve protocol.
Okay.
It's very much like Balancer. And this is their front end from Ethereum that works on the Pulse chain. Okay. They didn't intend it to work. They probably don't know it works on the Pulse chain, but it does. And
Okay.
I'm probably not the only person that knows this. I could see maybe one of you guys has seen this before. I'm sure somebody in the chat has. But when I go to this screen and I put in like, okay, I want to trade ETH for other tokens, it thinks the Pulse in my wallet is ETH, right? So I can put in 100,000 Pulse here.
Yo, it's stuck on that.
Yeah, I'm seeing the wrong screen.
Yeah, you got the wrong screen.
Oh, my bad. What's it stuck on? I'm stuck on that. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing and come back, bring it back on.
Yeah, that's fine. I think you're still plugged in on my end, I think. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, do it again.
No. Can you pop that up?
Yep, there we go.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the Curve Finance website,
All right.
which is classic.curve.fi. So it's like their old, like antiquated version that they still keep live. The new one, I don't think would work on this, but it is the site from Ethereum. If we look here, we can see that it thinks the ETH in my wallet is the Pulse in my wallet, and this is just my test wallet. It is ETH, right?
Yeah.
And on the other side, we can see it's asking me to pick what I want to pair it against. It used to be you could buy, and these are all P copies, are the things that I compare it against. It used to be I could get USDC here or even pDAI, but now those pools are basically dried up. I think I can still get USDT. Give it a minute. Oh, there we go. So I can swap on this antiquated fork of Curve.
Okay.
My Pulse that it thinks is ETH for USDT. Go down the list here. We got some exotic tokens. Let's find something weird. Convex. Can I buy Convex tokens? Sure can. So there was an arbitrage here at one point. It's mostly dried up probably. The top 1% of users would have found this early and taken a lot from a lot of things, but there still is the occasional arbitrage here. I don't have time to do it anymore, which is why I'm showing you guys. There's
did you drop the link? Are you dropping the link for us?
I can do that.
Or is that going to wreck the
now this is super duct tape style, use at your own risk.
Yeah.
Like not day one activity. Like this is like the number of guys who are doing this know exactly what they're doing.
Okay.
How can I drop a link in here?
And make sure you use a fresh wallet if you do any of this, right?
Well, it's not that it's like the Curve protocol is not like these are guys with billions of dollars on Ethereum. Okay. They're not trying to hack you. There's no fear of that. They control this website for Ethereum users.
Okay.
The fear is that you'll make a mistake, that something like it's not meant to be used on the Pulse chain. They don't know we're using it. It's just here, right? It's a backdoor to the token, the P copy tokens that they got that they probably don't even know about.
Chat.
And won't care about it until it's too late.
This is just between us. Don't go spamming your friends about this. This is literally right here. Tonight you saw this. All right.
That is it.
That's it, man.
So it's this is like this is a do it your own risk thing, but it is here there is a connection between this and the pDAI community for sure. Because
Really?
this used to let me buy pDAI. It won't anymore. This number will update and it'll say 0 because it's not available. But there's still a lot of exotic token pairs that are available here. What's TUSD? Can I buy that?
Did you arbitrage for the pDAI when it was there?
Oh, hell yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, like since starting 3 days after the PulseChain launched, yeah.
What?
So, but like more pDAI has passed through my hands than I currently have, right? Like
Okay.
it was an arbitrage, right? Like people were arbitraging. Like I could in arbitrage. Some people have the wrong idea about arbitrage. Buying and holding until the price goes up isn't arbitrage. Arbitrage is a quick fingers. Buy it here, sell it there 17 seconds later, or as quickly as you possibly can. That's arbitrage. Like immediately take profit.
So chat, arbitrage is you're just trading the difference between these two values on different sites, okay? And that little difference can add up to a lot, okay? And this is done on Wall Street every second of every day. They're arbitraging with different exchanges, currency evaluations, etc. And this is a way to do that, and it's a real thing because the prices are constantly moving. This is and you want to catch those changes, and that's all the arbitrage is.
I can still get pWBTC on here.
Well,
and of course, they all have the Ethereum names because this is an Ethereum DEX.
Right.
There we go. So probably there's not a profit on that. Like there's probably no arbitrage there right now. Okay. Somebody has likely botted this on the big ones that we all know the names of. If there is an arbitrage, it's going to be very temporary, or it's going to be on these weird ones.
Let's find one.
Arbitrage?
Let's find one.
Okay, let me find something.
What do you think the volume? What do you think the volume is going through the site? Do we know? How many people? I've never seen this. You think these are going to be the? These are going to be the.
Every day it will have volume for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's try something weird. Okay, the MIM token, which stands for Magic Internet Money.
Yes, MIM.
Yeah, and that's strictly on Ethereum. Okay, so I could buy 605 of those. And this, like the MIM token is, I believe it's a stable coin, though it's not something I've looked deeply into. This number of 605 is way down from the amount I would have got a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Doing this same process. So now I got to find the contract code.
And when you're doing arbitrage, you have to make sure that your slippage is covered if it's low liquidity as well. So if you're getting it from somewhere and you're trying to sell it on a chart, it could actually impact your price like 10% or whatever. So you got to take that in consideration too with arbitrage.
That's why advanced users or you guys can learn. It's not that hard. Just be really aware of all these price impacts.
Okay, so we're going to check our arbitrage skills here. I'm going to share my whole screen so that we can see what we're going to get for our arbitrage. Could you pop that up for me, please?
Yeah.
Okay. So so we've just figured out that we can get 605 and change of the Magic Internet Money. Okay?
Yeah.
So then we're going to go over to pDAI, and we're going to drop in the contract number to pull up Magic Internet Money on the PulseChain. So that number again, 605 and change. And then, will I make money if I sell this here? I will. Look at that. So I bought it for 100,000. Okay. And I can now sell it for 101,746.
That's juicy. You guys better smash that like button. I mean, you could make a career. There are people, by the way, who make their living just doing this every day on Wall Street too, not just crypto. This is incredibly juicy and an amazing find, fast Abdoul. How did you know to look at this pair? Were you just guessing, or you've seen this pair have a disparity before, or how did you find this particular pair?
Well, I know, it's like it has a connection to the other pairs, right? To pDAI and so on and so forth. So when they'll go up, this will go up. Those will be arbitraged out by a bot probably very quickly. But this is sort of like a hanger on. It'll be less noticed. There won't be very much here. Let's increase this number, right? So instead of 100,000 pulse, we're going to put in 1 million pulse. okay, and see can we 10x the amount of arbitrage profits? Because at this price, like here we can see on the screen, we're gaining 1,746 pulse. But that doesn't include the fee of of the gas prices. Like on some days that would be a negative. Like it could cost you 3,000 pulse to do the transaction. Today I don't think that's the case. But let's 10x that. No, we're down 30,000. Right?
Yes, you'd have to do this. You have to hunt. I mean,
I'm not going to press.
Where's the liquidity coming from? Where's the liquidity being pulled from?
From the fork of the Curve exchange on PulseChain.
Okay.
So that is not live in any way where normal people are supposed to use it, right? Like it's just literally.
Got you.
Yeah, it's like I guarantee you this has been happening in the background since day one of the PulseChain launches. People have been arbitraging this, and the price on these though, like right now, because this is now, it's now part of the ecosystem that people just don't know about, but it's still there. So the price on things let's look at Pulse Bitcoin, for example. The price is going to be very close to exactly the same on these high liquidity items that you can still get off here, because it's just part of the liquidity. It's just hidden liquidity that only a couple of super users manage to find, right? Okay, so here's our Bitcoin. It's going to buy 1 million Pulse worth of Bitcoin, pWBTC. Okay, so now let's see what Piteous says about that. This one will pop up for me. Probably somebody's going to be pissed off at me for showing you guys this.
No, this is deep in the stream. Oh, chat, you guys, they ain't going to make it. This is really for the DGens, man.
Okay, so here's a great example. So that's a 1 million Pulse worth of pWBTC.
Okay.
I can buy it there, but if I sell it here, it's going to get me I'm losing 2,000 Pulse. Now, but there's another angle on this, and this is actually the angle where I've won sometimes in the past as well. What if we put it the other way and we compare the amounts we get on either? Because what if you're not trying to arbitrage? What if you're trying to stock up? Let's take a look at that equation. So where do I get more? So here I get 0.05038. How much do I get on this wacky front end? 0.0. Nope. It's still better on Piteous right now. So, but that's the bot arbitraging it out, right? Because there would have been a point, if nobody was touching this, it would definitely be higher. But if we lower the number, there's going to be a number where there is a difference. Okay, so now we got 502. Take off a couple zeros, and sometimes it's just not there. I think it's just not there on this pair right now. 5-1. Yeah, definitely better on Piteous. That's asking, and we can look at the route there. Where's it going? It's going to PulseX through the Flux Exchange, which is dead, I hear, through RPE to Pulse Rep Bitcoin. There it is. But yeah, some days you could win with something like this. But right now, there's enough activity here that there's not going to be that many wins anymore, I don't think. But if you're looking to stock up on exotic things, there's some things that only basically have liquidity on here. But yeah, use at your own risk. This is not all good stuff, and there is no help desk, I guarantee you. And I am not the help desk for this. Do not contact me because this is not financial advice. This is advice to watch your finances. But yeah, it's not boring. And there's totally a connection here between this liquidity, because we can see that the price on here for this DEX with no normal front end is virtually the same as on Piteous, which is a DEX aggregator that pulls from everything on the Pulse chain. What do you guys think?
I think it's epic. Who in chat thinks they can do this? Can navigate that and hunt in there? You gotta be fast. Oh, Gary's asking, can you use curve front end for PulseChain?
That's what we're doing, buddy. You can't use the new front end. This is the classic front end.
Zach,
So
what's up?
classic.curve.fi.
Come on in if you want.
But it's not made for PulseChain. It's literally like just an oversight that it works somehow. So use at your own risk.
Yeah.
But it's not a scam. They're not trying to, nobody's stealing your money, but like something could go terribly wrong, right? Like who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at this frac one. We'll do this one more. 595.84. 595.84.
I'm
we have a
sure.
winner.
Oh,
A little bit. A little bit of money there.
Yeah.
Not much. I'm not going to press the button for that much money. You guys go ahead. If
Crypto
you want.
Munch, there probably are people who design bots, our bots to do this. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Like on pWBTC and pDAI, like for sure. Like somebody was on that. I bet you Maria knows about this one.
Oh, for sure. Vincenzo. I don't know. We have to ask Deerslayer. Are we blocking people? I mean, look, if people are really unruly, but this is the after hours. I mean, we pretty much let most things go, but you'd have to be pretty much of a ruffian in the chat to get blocked on this one. You'd have to be just stirring up hornet's nest, man. Most of us just aren't even wearing pants right now, so.
Yeah, no pants.
It's pretty hard to get.
Some $2 arbitrages here with no pants on. That's our game.
Dicks get off.
Let's make some money here. Like we've got 614.
I think I need a mod roll.
Nope. Losing money. Oh, I should mention that this only goes one way. You can't trade. You can only go from ETH to whatever token that's here. You can't sell back in to this weird duct tape fork of Curve.
Oh yeah.
So you can't take your PulseRap Bitcoin and like it'll show you that you can, but it doesn't work. Right. Okay. So I could say I'm going to take my DAI here and I'm going to sell it back into this other thing, and it might even give me a crazy number. It's not going to work. How much can I sell my pDAI for wrapped Bitcoin? No, that one doesn't work.
You see, Vincenzo, you're worried about nothing. No one got blocked tonight.
What's Vincenzo getting on about? Is he gonna fight us?
He's worried about viewer comments getting blocked.
Oh,
it didn't happen. Not tonight. Not tonight.
YouTube blocks some things on purpose, right?
Yeah, YouTube does. Yep.
Yeah, and we have no choice about that. It just happens.
Some guy got in a thing with me on a video. He's like, "Oh, you deleted my comments." I'm like, "Dude, I don't delete any comments, man. I'm a pretty I let people speak their mind." But YouTube does it. YouTube has some weird, they have AI. Sometimes your stuff just gets blocked for a weird reason. We don't even know why.
Yep. Sometimes if you say follow me on Twitter and you put your Twitter address, I bet you that won't show up in this chat.
Yeah, possibly.
Things like that, right? Like they're looking to keep the bots down, right? They don't want 10 million Chinese bots coming in and spamming your chat.
Yeah, man.
Oh, this is something weird. Let's buy this really weird thing. No. Anyway, sorry
cool,
for
man.
boring you with my nerd stuff here.
I think it's super cool, man. I always figured stuff like this existed, but I'd never seen it before. So this is cool. Pulse Pup, what do you think?
Yeah.
Have you ever used this before? Or would you?
I actually haven't. I've used it on ETH to trade stables before, last bull cycle. It's got tons of TVL and really low slippage for really big stablecoin stuff.
Okay.
But I haven't used it on Pulse yet, and it's definitely interesting. I'm assuming it'd be really profitable early days, like Fast Abdul was saying.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know, if you're willing to click the
Days
buttons,
ago.
if you're willing to check the arbitrage around, there's a lot of that on PulseChain actually.
There was, yeah. Especially in the early days, there was, yeah.
I know a few, and I keep them a bit secret, but
Yeah. I'll have more secrets like this next time, but that's it for this show. I do have there are some other interesting options. I even have a special guest in mind that could really, really explain it to you in a way where you would get it. There's other secret arbitrage routes in the Pulse chain. But this is enough secret alpha for today, perhaps.
Yeah. We gotta save some for later.
Here's a big one, the ST ETH. This has been really flying on the Pulse chain.
A lot of people asking about that.
There's been some arbitrage there.
I figured that's mostly what it was about. The hype was about. Yeah, people were trying to arb between them.
I've heard it can be minted. I've never actually seen it been minted though. But yeah, look at it's got they even gave it the logo, right? Like the pink and blue logo for PulseChain copy stuff that is hot. Right? So, but yeah, definitely people have been arbitraging this in the past 2 weeks. Maybe me, maybe not. I admit to nothing. You can't prove it. 320.
I figured that's what people were doing with the STEs, man.
I don't think it's mintable. The one you want to like, if you see just like WETH, the WETH, like that's for sure is mintable, and it's just at a 1-to-1 rate, and it's like, it's not a big deal. Just like that is not there's no win there.
Okay.
There's no win on this one either. Man, it's going to take me all night to make $4. How am I going to buy a coffee? Probably better off hanging out in some of these 200% plus APR pools. Probably get my $4 a lot faster than spending all night clicking buttons for 30 cents a pop.
Yeah, those pools are really juicy. That might be better for most people. Treasure?
Yeah.
Making a million treasure go. We looked at that earlier. It's pumped really hard, Kevin.
What's that?
Treasure bill. Remember we looked at earlier? It had pumped super hard. I think
I can look if maybe he's talking about something right now. I'll just go look quickly.
Okay, let's look. I think that chart I was able to open.
You had it open before.
Yeah, I think it opens.
You do have it right here, though. If this is the one in question.
Yeah, he's buying Treasury bill right now with Poppy. Yeah.
Who is he?
Let's 414.
Maria is buying it, so you can track his wallet on DBank and then see his transactions.
Oh shit! Okay. So he's buying Treasury bill with Poppy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like pretty big clips actually, like 70,000 clips every minute or something.
Ah shit, man! I should have been more on this because I know 414 was talking a lot of stuff about Treasury bill, and I've been busy.
I'll be right back, guys. I think I got a pizza at the door.
A pizza at the door.
Yeah, he's going to make a trade.
Yeah, we watched. We pulled up a little bit of it. I think it crashed my computer. How does he not know it's mintable? Treasury bill?
Treasury bill, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a pump there.
Yeah, no, that's pretty serious. But at the same time, like, looks like it's forming an ascending wedge. I don't know what the plan is. I need to know more about this Treasury bill.
He mentioned that it was like that Maria indicated that he could mint it, like the U.S. government can mint stuff.
But that's fine.
That
Treasury bill.
It wouldn't be fine if it was anybody else.
Zach is saying Treasury bill is going to $1. What's the price right now? It's 0.005. Dude, it's going to $1. Are you serious?
I've heard this narrative before.
Is this our next pDAI? Bro. Zach, you need to get on.
Let's finish the first pDAI.
You need to get on, man. All right, wait. Yo. I had success with the first one. Dude, if it's wait. It's going to $1?
Why would we think that?
We have a good track record on PulseChain so far. If things heading to $1.
No, I disagree.
Actually, we don't know.
A good track record of people talking about things that it's just.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Read the chat.
It is a popular idea.
Maria's notes from Amsterdam. Maria's plan is, so why $1? Is this in anticipation to be like a bill, a note, a stable coin?
They're calling it treasury bill.
Yeah, they are. She has the name treasury bill. That's true. Yes. He's saying yes. I'm assuming that's everything I've been saying. So that's our next move, man. Wait, that's a 200x to $1, right?
Sure. More. That's there's multiple zeros there, sir.
That's a 200x.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, you're right. It is. Yeah.
What kind of pizza did you get? You're the mathematician. What are you confirming my math?
I'm not a mathematician. I'm not sure where this idea came from.
Oh, you're not?
No,
oh my God!
no,
what the hell is he doing here? We need
I can
math.
do math. I have a calculator. But yeah, no. I'm sorry. You've made a terrible mistake in bringing me on your show.
I told everyone. I said we have this super mathematician who shows up.
I went to school.
By the way,
and stuff.
speaking of math,
what did you
so
do?
now that you know that,
okay.
Now that you know that treasury bill is mintable and it's going to have a lot of volume,
Yeah.
LPing with it is actually pretty interesting. If you find the really high volume pairs with it, like the Pulse one is crazy right now. It's like really high, but then you're getting impermanent loss with it. But if you can find other ones to go with treasury bill, it could be interesting. Just saying.
Okay. Chat, listen to me. Just listen to me, okay? Tam, what's happening? It's good you're here, but listen. I know you know a lot of people, and some of you do. Look, I think from what we're gathering, and I'm holding Zach accountable for this, that treasury bill is going to $1. And if that's the case, this is the next pDAI, all right? But look, I'm telling, just keep it in the chat right now, okay?
I am not supporting this narrative officially.
We don't care what Fast Abdoul says anymore. We've just found out he's not a mathematician. So we had good news and bad news.
You've doxed me as a non-mathematician.
I don't know what he does. I don't even know what he's doing here. How's this? The after hours is just, oh man. I bet he got pineapple on his pizza. Did you get pineapple? What's wrong with pineapple on your pizza?
Oh no, I got four cheese.
He's a cheese man.
Yeah. Gotta stay high calorie for this type of work.
Dude, ladies love it when you get pineapple on pizza.
So JB is saying there's no liquidity on a lot of these, and there's a ton of liquidity on all this stuff. You just got to learn to find it.
Wait, say that again?
JB is saying that there's no liquidity in a lot of these tokens.
Okay.
And I'm saying you just got to learn how to find it.
Well, treasury bill is liquidity. What was the liquidity on it?
I mean, there's tons of liquidity in it.
Yo, sure. There's a fair amount of liquidity. We can see it right there. If you go on Piteous, we'll hit most of the big indexes. So what's our slippage here? I could sell $5,000 worth and have 7% slippage. It's not the worst I've ever seen.
Okay.
And there's probably little pockets of liquidity that you could find.
The thing is that Piteous doesn't go through the proper paths. So that's why I made these maps so that people can kind of go through them easily. Or right now, like you can just buy with Teddy Bear. There's 2.7 million. So you go PLS into Teddy Bear and then into Treasury Bill. It's not that hard.
See if we can break these codes.
Okay, I switched up the screen. If you're doing something, I'll switch it back. You're still booted up. I just wanted to see something.
Do you want me to turn it off? Turn it off?
No, you're fine. You can leave it on. I can just swap back and forth. Yeah, you can leave it on. So this liquidity is, I mean, look, I don't know what the plan is. Obviously, it's not going to be as juicy as pDAI. Of course not. They're making this from scratch. Yeah, I'll plug that. Is that treasury bill? Let me me see if I can get this to work.
So yeah, he's blasting about 70K clips in there.
Yeah, somebody is. It's looking crazy. This is the biggest.
You know, it's Atropa Dev is doing it right now.
Yeah. But the treasury bill to Teddy Bear is the highest liquidity. Why is it so heavily bonded with Teddy Bear right now?
No, you can see. Oh yeah, Teddy Bear 10 million up top on the V1.
Yeah,
or on the
both
V2.
Teddy Bear.
Sorry.
So this is
On
interesting.
V2.
Well, we don't know what it is. It's pumping right now. I mean, it could be an ascending wedge, which would be bearish. I don't know what she's up to. Zach is saying it's going to $1. Atropa Dev burned the rest of their bear with T-bill. Really? Okay.
How did they burn it with T-bill? What is the code behind that?
Zach,
They burn the LP.
They burned the LP.
Just the LP.
Oh, I understand. My bad.
Yeah.
You kids and your fancy talk.
But it's funny because it's a mintable token, but he's choosing to buy it. So he's all about ratios. He's not just exploiting the inflation. You know, he's also buying it off the market, not just minting it. He's all about keeping the ratios healthy.
But like the fact that it's mintable, like to me, this huge red flag, right? Like mintable, presumably without inserting any sort of collateral to mint it, right? So he can endlessly mint it and then pair it against other things, which is cool. And now he's pumping the value, and then he's going to pair it against stuff probably. But
yeah,
like,
and then that's the thing, right? Ever since the beginning, you had to trust his judgment. Like ever since day one, we've had to trust that he's doing not a bad actor, right? So we have to continue to do that because he set himself up with tools that will allow him to do this kind of stuff, right? So you still have to trust that because it is a red flag. You don't really want minting in the perfect world, but that in our world we do have inflation.
Maria said crypto
like
munch.
Inflation, if it's part of a contract, is different, right? If it's like endless minting option, like that's like, you know, I'm not a fan.
Well, yeah, because I got wrecked on, not wrecked, but I mean, Maria wrecked the no nukes because of minting, and they just. But I don't understand fully what happened there or why the reason what the gain was to the ecosystem to mint no nukes or what they were doing with it, but. So I mean,
it was to pump BFF.
To pump.
It was to buy BFF off the market. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, so I made it back.
There's no magic money though, right? Like whatever is in it, like on the other side. Like you can't manufacture money. There has to be the backing at some point in the chain of transactions.
So what would back Treasury bill?
Whatever it's paired against right now.
BFF. Or sorry, Teddy Bear.
Teddy Bear, yeah, it's massively paired against Teddy Bear. I mean, massive.
There's lots of liquidity there. Like that's, there's no doubt that you can sell it. Like we just saw that you could sell a 5K clip and have 7% slippage. Like it's totally saleable, right? But what if he 10x'd it? Would it be saleable then? What would your slippage be then? Like
no, because so you sell Treasury bill not into PLS, you sell it into Teddy Bear, and then you sell it into PLS. Yeah, then you get zero slippage basically. You only get the PLS to Teddy Bear slippage.
I hear you.
Yeah, because you can't rely on PDS for anything Atropa unless they've done some good routes, but they're obviously just trying to sell it through PLS. They're not finding the route,
well,
which I don't mind because I have some of the LP. So
I'll look at the Teddy Bear option.
Wise man once said, "Who can mint is more important than the ability to mint."
That is wise.
I care not who makes the laws of a country. I only care that I can print the money. All right. Someone in the public.
It's best not to know how laws or sausages are made. That one's for Tam Tam.
That's for Tam Tam.
She likes the jokes.
She's here for the joke. She's here for the humor. We're the VIP section of PulseChain, so everyone knows we are the VIP section. Smash those like buttons. So Treasury bill is going to $1. Treasury bill to $1. Is that the new narrative? Because we're always looking for the next alpha. We're always looking to the next alpha, right? Stay with me.
I didn't say that.
You didn't
But
say
I
that?
think there's a price target. I didn't say anything though. It's not
Zach
me.
said it.
Yeah, blame it on Zach.
No one else is agreeing with you, Zach. Actually, somebody else did say that too. So we had two people. Oh, Crypto Munch. Maria said T-bill will beat PUSDT $2. Okay, that's a pretty big claim, bro. I want to see this. Somebody put it on X, the section from the IRC where they said this. That would be sick. What if we had all these tickers going to $1? But yeah, the value has come from somewhere. Yeah, I mean, because
look at that pizza. Artisan pizza, fancy.
Okay, well, let's go back. We'll double check on DAI. Let's see what's going on really quick. Okay, well, it's chilling out. It's really strong. Let me check really quick. Yeah, looking good. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. And where's Pulse at? Pulse at right now. Guys, there's really beautiful things happening on chain. All right, I mean, from Atropa to DAI. This is a mess. Don't look at this chart.
I think there's an arbitrage from Bill to Teddy Bear. If the numbers I see on my screen are correct, you could make $22 on 5,000.
Oh yeah, nice. On that website you showed us, the curve.
No. No, Teddy. Nothing new will be on there. It's only old weird stuff. Right?
Okay.
Only I'm looking at like Pidius and PulseX and the regular places.
Can we have the what? All right, we're descending into madness. All right, pups. This is an epic stream. This is amazing. I feel like every stream we do, I have to go back and rewatch to capture all the magic drops. So we need to confirm we got pDAI to $1, and we need to confirm is a treasury bill to $1, because guys, that's going to be epic.
Magic lots.
And it'll give people an opportunity to get back into something going to $1, if it is indeed going to $1. That's the word. So, that looks good. That looks very nice. Cheese, some basil on there. Crypto Munch, you're very welcome. Thank you to Fast Abdoul for the really deep degen alpha, and Pulse Pup for coming. We don't get to see him that often. I think we got a lot of juicy alpha. CDAI to 2 cents. Treasury bill is pegged to PUSDT. Okay. So let's figure out if that's a new narrative. In the meantime, I don't know. Fast Abdoul, have anything you want to wrap with? Look, can you believe that we just went for how? I can't even believe this shit. It's getting ridiculous. It's almost 4 hours. We're over 3.5 hours. I literally thought, okay, today we're going to keep it chill. I'm coming on for 60 minutes. We're going to talk about the Binance news. We're going to look at the pDAI chart, and then that's it. And here we go, 4 hours later.
Yeah, we got pizza. We got all kinds of stuff going on.
Steady got pizza. We're sitting here hungry.
That's true. I'm hungry and I don't have a beer anymore.
Yeah, we can arbitrage that. But yeah. Any words to wrap this stream up with? This epic VIP stream.
Cool. Well, if you guys like the kind of alpha that I'm giving you tonight, and you like the tech that I'm talking about, then check out my new thing, pstability.com. It's going to be a liquidity fork. It will be a stable coin that will be $1 that will use pDAI for collateral. I think it's going to be key to pDAI's journey towards $1. If that's going to happen, I'm not saying pDAI is going to $1, but I am saying that a pDAI backed dollar that is $1 will exist soon, and the path is via pstability.com.
Yeah,
which is a site I made in like 3 hours, 2 days ago. So it's not fancy yet. My devs are making a fancy app. The app is going to be killer. The website is amateur act, to be sure, but the info's there. Links to the Telegram are there. Hit me up if you have questions. It's probably a scammer replying to you if it's a DM. Watch that.
Yeah. So we already got people coming up with solutions, and that's why a lot of us were saying that don't just think there's going to be that much sell pressure as we get to $1. There's going to be a tremendous amount of people that are going to come up with solutions to and ways to profit at a peg pDAI, and a lot of ways to use it.
There needs to be a reason to not sell it when it's $1. So
Yeah.
there's got to be farms. There has to be there has to be places where you can invest it, where you can use it without selling it. And if it happens to hit $1 sometime in a bear market or going into a bear market, and it has a peg, meaning it'll stay at $1, you can arbitrage it if it goes over, and you can redeem for it if it goes under, then it would be likely very, very strong, because in a bear market, dollars are king, right?
Yeah,
right now is not the time to be in dollars that are actually worth $1,
Right.
because you're going to miss out the pump potentially, right? Not financial advice, that's just my game. But in the bear market, being in dollars is good. Making yield on dollars is good,
It's
right?
good,
And $2
yeah.
like that paid for it.
Yeah, 100%. Steady, pepperoni pup. You got any thing you want to help us lead out with?
No, it was good hanging out. Mainly just making sure everybody learns,
Yeah.
educates themselves as much as possible before we actually get full run.
Yeah.
Come hang out in Telegram rooms that people educate and are like actively asking you for money. Just like some of us really do like to just like educate people. So just try to learn as much as possible. Come hang out with people that are doing this every day, all day, and have fun.
Yeah. Steady Pup, I learned a lot from you about liquidity, and I remember when we talked about Pulse Pup, and it was cool, man. So congrats on all that success. Fast Abdoul, congrats on that website and get that going. This is going to be super cool. A lot of amazing things happening, not just with pDAI, but with PulseChain. It is the freedom chain. It's going to be epic, gents. This is going to be really cool. Get ready. Stay focused. Don't get distracted. And tune back in for some more alpha. I hope you guys had a great time. Chat, thanks a lot for coming out. And thanks to Deer Slayer. You rocked it tonight. It was an easy one. Chat was pretty cool. And gentlemen, talk to you again.
Take care. Good to see you.
Good night, everyone.
Nice to meet you, pup.
Nice to meet you. Talk soon.
His mouth is full.
Yeah. I'm trying to eat here.
Smash that like. All right. Night, everyone.